Everyone, welcome to Supermarket Prep. I hope everyone's having an amazing morning. Hope you guys had an incredible day yesterday. Good morning, Peter. How are you doing today?
Good morning, Carlos. I'm doing great, thank you. I hope you're doing well as well on this final day, final trading day. This is it, last gasp for 2025. As I read in a newsletter just minutes ago, 2025 is now 99.553% complete. So we've got 1 day left, which is, there you go. That's what it represents in a percentage of the year. So we're almost there. And then we will be in 2026. How exciting.
Yeah, man, how exciting as things here come to an end this year. So, yeah, cool stuff. I was reading the newspaper. I saw some nostalgia, man. Metro cars in New York City. Today's the last day to use Metro cars. They're not being allowed anymore after this. So after 30 years, I remember this thing came out as like 1994. I remember first getting a Metro card to go to school. It was really like, oh my God, we got a Metro card. We swipe it and we go to school instead of the tokens anymore. And that's coming to an end today. So now everything is just with the phone, electronic, no more Metro cards going forward. So
really? So you have to have a phone to be able to get on the Metro? What if you don't?
Yeah. You can buy a ticket on the booth. They'll give you some kind of a pass, or they'll let you through the door. They'll bust you in. But everybody just taps with their phone, in New York. I mean, so
most people.
The Metro car, well, I guess if you're even if you're a tourist, Peter, even my friends came up and they went to visit New York and they said, oh, yeah, so easy. We use the phone. So everybody's tapping, Nobody's using actual paper now.
I always think of my mother-in-law in these situations because people are always like, well, just use your computer. She's like, I don't have one. Well, use your smartphone. I don't have one.
Yeah. Well, you could use your credit card. Use your credit card right on it. So even if you don't have a phone, okay, she's gonna walk. She's gonna walk.
She's old school, man. She's an old school immigrant, right? It's cash.
Yeah.
And she doesn't need any of that electronic crap.
Yeah.
Just ask her.
So crazy. Friends, quick look at our gappers this morning. We have red and green today. Prior to this, it's just been one side. It's been green. It's been just red. Today we have both. And again, I think it's going to be more of the same week of Fridays. We had a week of Fridays last week, and I think it's another, as Peter's coined term, another week of Fridays, right? It's just there's just not much happening. We'll find something to trade, but I highly doubt it's going to come off these tickers here. Highly doubt it. But we'll go through them and see what's going on with Peter. Let's take a look at our U.S. economic calendar and what is going on there.
Well, I was surprised to see any data. We actually did have some data that just came out a minute ago, both initial and continuing jobless claims. We didn't actually even have a forecast for the continuing jobless claims, but as you can see, the initial came out slightly better than forecast at 199,000. The market usually, these days, the market doesn't care about this data. It just doesn't. So, and as expected, the market didn't do much of anything. We got a little bit of volume after the data came out, but nothing burger. So, and that's it for today. We have nothing else to look forward to for the rest of this year, I guess I can say. So, it's going to be a quiet one, I think. And I have to admit, this is a full day of trading. The markets are open right until 4. It feels like the market should only be open until 1. It feels like it should be a half day. It's New Year's Eve. I don't feel like this is a full day of trading type thing, and I think the market is going to reflect that. I gotta imagine that the afternoon is going to be pretty dismal. A lot of sideways action. Again, the hope and the thing that we always stick around for is that you just never know, right? It could be on any given one of these days when the market just goes nuts, or some stocks that we're watching go nuts, and you just get these crazy moves. I've seen it. It doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's impressive to see. So that's, and it's sort of one of those, you got like a 90% chance we'll largely be moving sideways without too much action, but it's that 10% that keeps the hope alive, isn't it? It's sort of like going to the casino. You pretty much know you're going to lose your money, but there's that faint hope that you might actually win big. That's why we're here. So,
Yeah, yeah, there could be something. We'll see. I think Santa Claus is stuck at the border. I don't think that they're letting him in the country here. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Santa Claus rally is falling off the rails here. But we still got a couple more days. Let's see what happens. All right. With that, friends, let's get right to it. Let's see what's going on with tradingterminal.com, where you can find all the tools you need for trading, starting with the first one on deck this morning, up 52%. ESHA is the ticker name, so up 52% right now, 1.5 million shares traded. Of course, the low flow sitting at 1 million shares float. And as you guys know already, that is not something I'm going to be keeping an eye on, right? I like things a little bit higher on the float. I usually stay away from these. So, Peter, any news on this one this morning?
They had a previously announced merger that they were going to be merging with a company called the Original Fit Factory. And they have not completed that. This is a shell company, by the way, this ESH Acquisition Corp. So basically, it looks like they were buying something to fit in the Acquisition Corp. And they didn't complete it within the original timeline, but they extended the deadline. That deadline extension is what's got people a little bit enthusiastic, the reason why it's here. But yeah, I agree. Nothing to see here. I'm not going anywhere near this thing.
Yeah, well, not our cup of tea here. In play for sure, but not something that we normally look at. Next one on deck is going to be Nike. So Nike here. Nike is just closing this gap. If you guys remember, Nike had this big gap down a few days ago, about 2 weeks ago, and it's just right in the middle of it now. So slowly every day it's just gaining on that. Today we're actually doing pretty good right out of the gates here, up 3% this morning, 596,000 shares traded. So Peter, maybe an overreaction on the gap down here. This was earnings, right? Reports that their store sales were not doing so good, or the forecast. Right. I forget exactly what it was, but man, seems like a little bit oversold here, coming back.
Yeah, and this feels like a little bit of an overreaction as well. So it's jumped up on the news that the CEO bought a number of shares, bought $1 million worth of shares, but we're talking 16,000 shares. So let's face it. I mean that's a volume that Andrew could buy and not blink at. So we have to keep this in perspective. It feels like moving the whole company higher as a result is a little bit of an overreaction, but I guess it's good news that there's some buying activity happening. Again, 16,000 shares. Reported data shows that the CEO Elliot Hill owns 241,587 shares based on recent records. So to buy another 16,000, not really a big deal, right? So
it's not. It's
it's a sign of confidence that the CEO is putting his own money behind it. I mean, I'm sure he's buying the shares, but it could be just out of some negotiated bonus with the board, so it might not even be costing him anything. Who knows? But it's seen as a good sign. I'm surprised actually to see Nike on the list this morning, especially with that what I would consider weak news. I don't think this is going to continue once the market open. I mean, the big money is not. They're not going to be impressed.
Yeah, that's not a whole lot. What's that? It's like 10 Andrews. It's like 10 Andrews roughly. What he bought there. It's really not that.
Not even.
Well, $1 million, right?
Andrew's
$1 million.
Trying to get his. He's trying to get his trading account to 10 million this year. Remember that was his goal. So
right. That's what I put 10. If he's buying a
trading account.
Right, exactly. So 10 Andrews, right? If there's $1 million each. So that's that's not good. All right. Okay. Doesn't look good. But as far as trading though, Peter, I mean, I don't know. What do you think? The volume, I mean, it's a slow mover. So yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm It's a New York, it's a NYSE stock. So for those that maybe not have been around, NYSE stocks do trade a little differently. You've got to wait for the price action to come in. It doesn't always happen right at 9:30, and pre-market action is usually a little lower. So we could, I'm just skeptical that that volume is going to happen and that we're going to see the surge of activity that's going to give some good trading. It could happen. I might be wrong, but my gut is telling me it's probably not going to happen. This is just a pre-market blip, and it'll settle down to a normal Nike day, which is okay. I mean, it gets 22 million shares a day, but it's not good enough that you can really take good momentum trades, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I'll have it on the list because today's going to be one of those days where we're
Yeah,
probably
if
not
you
going
got
to have
nothing else to
much.
watch, maybe.
Yeah, I doubt it we will. And it's not even going to go on the primary. It's going to go on the secondary. Like, because just because of what you mentioned, I don't think you're going to get great trading. But let's see where it goes here. As it's trying to do something, at least it's moving, has some kind of news behind it. We'll see if that even means anything. All right, let's continue, guys. Next is going to be DJT is on deck today. DJT, we're up 5.5, 563,000 shares traded. So we are getting some movement here on DJT this morning. Just got going. Not sure what's driving this. They usually come out with some crazy news of either partnering up with somebody, opening up something new. Is that still going on? I know we got a pop on that recently, right? A couple of days ago, we had a pop on that news, came back down, and now making some noise that just got going, Peter.
Yeah, they're going with the kitsch. They announced today that they will distribute a new digital token to DJT shareholders in partnership with Crypto.com. You're going to get one token per share and periodic rewards for shareholders, whatever that means. They're non-specific on what those periodic rewards are, but they are going to be issuing a digital token to DJT shareholders. Again, what is this digital token? What's it worth? What do you do with it? Not sure, but it doesn't matter. They figured out how to get people's attention by announcing these things, and I mean, clearly it worked. Here we go. The stock's moving. So if they can improve the stock price and retain it by just $1, right? By making this announcement, I'm sure they've made back all the money that they'll spend on whatever this token thing is. So you can tell I'm skeptical, and it's not because it's DJT. It's any company, right? We've seen a lot of companies that do these things that they're like, we're giving out a bonus. I mean, unless it's a cash bonus, which is not what they're giving, I'm not exactly sure. Like, how do you collect this token? Shareholder of record as of when? There's a lot of details that aren't provided on this thing, so it could be that people are just buying a few to accumulate it so they can get some tokens.
Okay.
Yeah, is it a physical token? Is it I mean, I assume it's a digital. It's crypto.com, right? So you'll get this crypto.com account, I presume, with some, again, digital token. Yeah, I know. Will is like, Peter skeptical. Who would have thought? Yeah, all right, fair enough. I got to own that. That's my default state, admittedly.
There we go. There we go. All right. Yeah, I don't know. It is moving here. It does have 587 now share traded. So again, I'm not sure. We can come back to it. Let's come back to it. See how it's looking a little bit later. All right. WULF.
It might get the. Yeah,
It
sorry,
might.
DJT with it gets enough focus that it might get the volume to make it an interesting trade today. I mean, so far we're 590,000 shares, which is low. You want to see more, but we can watch this through the morning and see if it does continue or even pick up. If it does, this might be a good trader. It certainly has proven to be at times in the past. I mean, if you look at yesterday, it really wasn't all that good. There was a sort of a downward move that might have provided some opportunity, but I don't know. We'll see. It's probably a better target, frankly, for trading than Nike.
So. Sadly, but true. Nike's been around for a while, and I would love to trade Nike, but it's brutal. It's brutal. And it's part of it's the price section. The price section is usually pretty tough. But you know what? DJT, I have not had any luck actually trading DJT. And when I say luck, not that I lost money on it, I don't think I ever taken a trade on this ticker, just because my setup is not great, right? So, but let's see. All eyes on it today. They got the platform, man. They got the spotlight today. There's not a whole lot going on, so maybe that can help them get a little bit of better price action for us this morning on the secondary as well. And we'll see where it goes from there. Back to our list here, friends. Let's take a look. We looked at Isha. We looked at DJT. We looked at W. Oh, actually, no, we did not look at WULF. Let's look at that one now. That is up 3%, 441,000 shares traded. Float on this is 302. I'm not liking the pre-market. Doesn't look all that great. In the daily, you can see it does have some movement here. Okay, volume actually around 40 million in some cases here on the daily. So I don't know. It has some moments where it has moved pretty well. A lot of it looks like towards the downside, the bigger intraday trading days. Peter, any news on it? Maybe we could watch this one today. What's going on with it?
I don't know. The only thing I really see is they got an upgrade from an analyst, Keith Bruyette. Keith Bruyette moves them to outperform with a $24 price target on it. I don't know who Keith Bruyette is, but they did this thing. So, anyways, it has been on our list in the past, like you point out, Carlos. It's I looking at it pre-market, the volume is low and it looks a lot spottier than some of the others. Even the consistency on Nike and DJT was better than sort of the trading consistency I'm seeing on Wolf so far this morning. So yeah, this is a no for me.
Yeah, we'll leave that one alone, friends. No for me as well. And ONDS always pops up on our list here and there. Today they're up 2.6, almost a million shares traded. Not typically one that trades very well, so I usually keep it off the list. But they're starting off pretty good in this pre-market, at least after 8:30. We've seen some action here. We've seen some volume here as well. Daily could be a little bit messy, but potential breakout, and I see as high as 980 in a couple of spikes over here. So does have potential. Personally, I don't like it, so I'm not going to be watching it. Peter, what's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, this is a small company, so it can move a little erratically. It's got a big float. It's not a low float, but it's still a company in growth mode. Will in the chat room here, he's declaring ONDS the 2026 ONDS's year. So okay, all right, bold prediction there. They did announce $10 million in new contracts. That they had some purchase orders put in, citing accelerating demand from government and infrastructure clients. So I got a little good news to end the year. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. I mean, the volume's better. At least they've got 1 million shares traded this morning. I mean, it doesn't look horrible, but it doesn't look great either. These candles look a little computer generated to me. So I'm thinking that I don't know. Carlos, I mean, I think this is going to be the story with pretty much everything we're looking at today, right? It's going to be, it's going to
Week
be
of Fridays. Week of Fridays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the holidays, sort of type of period. It's going to be sketchy and it's hit or miss. The stuff that's going to move could be stuff that we don't even look at this morning, right? That often happens when you just don't have clear direction and volume. I mean, we'll just have to see. ONDS, it's a possible.
Yeah, it's a possible. And I mean, I'm going to be so unaggressive today. It feels like a day that we should be off. It feels like a Saturday morning, on these type of days. But, market's open. We're here. It would be irresponsible of us not to be live and be trading with you guys.
Megan's jumping on the bandwagon here. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Now I'm feeling more confident. She's saying she agrees with Will that ONDS, they're heading into a good year in 2026. So there you go. You heard it here first.
All right. What do these guys even do again? Remind me. What do they do?
Approved. They basically make equipment for autonomous UAS and UGV platforms. I don't quite know what that is, to be honest. Anyways, they make equipment for, let's see, autonomous systems, integrated autonomous drone systems and robotic ground platforms for government security customers. So cool stuff, sounds like, but yeah, they can't tell you. They'd have to kill us.
Yeah, not sure about that. All right, we'll leave that one alone. Not a big fan of it. Whether long term it can be a good one. As far as intraday trading, I don't love it. But I'm glad that Megan and others are watching it. If you guys see something great, call it out. See something, say something. RKLB
Counter,
is yeah.
counter. I'm trying to decipher. So UAS is unmanned automated systems. So basically, they're making counter drone systems. It sounds like unmanned aerial vehicles. Yeah, UAVs. I know that. But anyway, but it's completely autonomous systems. I guess they're able to fight. So, anyways, whatever it is. Yeah, unfortunately, with the conflicts happening in the world, and it's probably could be a good year for them. We'll see. The predictions out there. Will and Megan both believe. So if if you want to get in at this point, it's you can still buy it sub $10. So
Mm, yeah, there it is. All right, we'll see how that goes. All right, friends, let's take a look here. Last one on the list that's creeping up here, doing pretty good. And this one, actually, I am excited for because it can trade well. It is Rocket Lab, right? So you can see it here. They're daily. We've seen some really good trading in the last couple of days. Not so much in the last two, but before that, they were trading very, very well. And it's been showing here on their daily. I mean, just look how nice this looks. Increase in volume overall. And that is obviously reflecting in their charts here on the daily. So right now, pre-market, they got 400,000 shares traded. But I like how they're pushing up here this morning. If that can continue, maybe a little push up towards 75. This can trade well. I am definitely going to have this on my list this morning. So I do like this one here. As Peter has disappeared on me. Oh, there he is. He disappeared from the screen, but he's there.
I'm taking the heavy socks off. I was out this morning.
Are you bumping into the pots and pans and everything in your office?
No, no. I've been clearing out some of the stuff, but I still have like an assemblage of like weird things here.
Yeah.
Would you like a half-eaten gingerbread house? How about that? It's I got all
There you
sorts
go.
of randoms. Yeah. Anyways.
There it is. So Rocket Lab, man, it looks good on the daily in pre-market doing some stuff. What's your thought?
Nope. Yeah, like you said, it did actually make some moves yesterday. I didn't consider them easy. It was a difficult trading stock I found yesterday. I do think that the space related stocks, all these rocket stocks, are going to be good in this next year. We've talked about it many times with the announcement that Elon made that SpaceX is going to go public in 2026 is going to give a rise to a lot of these offerings. So I think they're worth keeping an eye on. Is it worth keeping an eye on today? That's where I'm skeptical. Definitely, this year is going to see some significant movement in them, and there's going to be winners and there's going to be losers. But I don't think today's the day when that action is going to, kick off.
Yeah. All right, let's see. So that kind of completes here our gap down. Excuse me, our gap up this morning. So again, not a whole lot coming off. We got a couple of possibles there that can actually trade well. I am going to add Rocket Lab to our list here. I think it could be a good one, and we'll see where it goes. Yeah, we'll look at it. Ben is getting excited about NVDA. I see it. Yep, almost up here quite a bit. Is this the early Santa Claus rally? Is it starting? Huh? Oh, I don't know. 2.6 million shares traded, up 1.1. We'll have to see. But we'll definitely be doing the same thing, man. I'm going to be looking at Tesla. I'm going to be looking at NVIDIA. It's going to be on deck this morning. And I see NVIDIA is looking pretty good right now. Still not on our scanners because it is under 2%, but we will be looking at that. But before we get there, Peter, what do you like as far as the gap up? There's not much on here that we haven't covered that looks great, but anything off the list that you like?
Yeah, there's I mean, definitely on the gap up list, we've got more usual on the semis. The NVIDIA and AMD are my two go-to. Yesterday, people were talking. Micron actually made some moves yesterday that people were watching. I know that there's a look at Intel, which had a surprising move higher yesterday off the open. So I think the semis are still a good place to cast your eye to for trading. And then Tesla. I mean, it's gapping up this morning, but Carlos, I mean, it looks like Tesla's going to have a 10% day here, which would be a pretty big day. I mean, look how far it has to move now if it was going to break 500. So, you know, you should have some good confidence that I think your prediction is going to pay out or plan out here. So, you know, but I still think it's in play. It's worth watching.
Oh
So.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Even this pre-market action, you can see how clean that looks. Very similar to Nvidia right now. And yeah, look at Nvidia go, man, 1.2 now. So I got both of those on my main list this morning, and then we'll see where it goes from there. Is there news on Nike? Yeah, we cover Nike. Basically, their CEO bought like 2 pennies of shares and is scapping up. So this is so pretty much it. Their CEO bought some stocks, 16,000 you said, Peter, which amounts to a million something. I believe was the news on it.
16,000 shares. Yeah, $1 million worth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 1/10 of Andrews. So that's not good. All right. Not that much. All right.
And
Let's
that's
see here,
just his
friends.
trading account, right? That's not net
Yeah,
worth.
yeah. We don't worry about his other
So
ventures, and we don't worry about his OnlyFans account and all of that. We don't consider any of that. Just just
that's
just a
right.
trading. Just a trading
Oh,
account.
that OnlyFans account. Yeah.
Yeah, that one now. So you want to talk about net worth? Yeah, let's go to that one. Okay. All right, friends. Let's get to the gap down. How about that? Let's look at the gap down this morning. See what we got going on there. Only 4 tickers today. We got Cort, CORT. Corcept Therapeutics is the name of the company here. Down 38%. Ouch. Someone's getting fired right before the new year. That's never fun. Don't fire people. Companies don't fire people during this time of the year. That's horrible. You could, if you carry them this long and they've been bad for a long period of time, just wait till like January, end of January, February. Like, don't do it now. It's the worst thing you could do. But here it is. We're down 38%. 446,000 shares traded. Peter. Probably not going to be a great trader, but it's down quite a bit this morning.
Yeah, they got a response letter from the FDA basically saying no go. We reject your use of your drug for a treatment for patients with hypertension, and yeah, go back and rethink. So that's not good.
Yeah. All right. We'll skip on that one. Let me see here. Curious. No, it's not a ticker. NVIDIA. All right. All right, we'll leave that one alone, friends. I'm just gonna fix the ticker down here. It should be NVIDIA, not NVIDIA. And yeah, go ahead.
Ford had a good drop on that news. I would want to see more volume. I mean, we're down 39% right now.
Yeah.
If there was a little more action here, this might be a good stock. That's pretty bad news for them to get that drug rejected. Is it a low float? Yeah, it's sort of not quite. It's 93
Not
million
really.
shares in the float. It's technically doesn't qualify as a low float, but it's probably going to trade as one. Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's the type of news that can give you some good trading. Yeah, again, like on this type of day, you just never know. So,
All right. Yeah, we'll leave this one alone for now. You know, popcorn. That's where this can go. Can go right in the popcorn ticker. I mean, it's down 40%. We'd love to see what it looks like when the heavy volume does come in. All right. EK SO. What we got going on here? EKSO. No, this is garbage. Float on this one is 2.2 million shares float, but we have no volume, right? So it's a low float ticker. There's barely any volume, only 406,000. And here's your daily. Did gap up. Yes, they did. How did it trade yesterday? What did it do? So it did get a couple of breakouts, actually. If I'm looking at this correctly, I'm not sure if there was any halts, but they get a couple of breakouts. Low flow stocks, second day are not usually great. Obviously, anything can change, but it just does not fit my criteria here, guys. So I'm going to keep it off the list for now. Only 100,000 shares for short, so that could be tough to even short if you want to go short on this one. But again, I won't be watching it, Peter. You?
no, and I didn't even know these guys were publicly traded. This is the company that, if you remember, was merging with Applied Digital. We talked about this yesterday to create sort of a new solution model, and Applied Digital was going to own 97% of the new entity. So EKSO is definitely the smaller player. I thought they were privately held. I didn't even realize they were publicly traded. So you could see that was what gapped them up yesterday. Today they're doing sort of what's a natural pullback. I think the trade is done. It's probably the excitement's gone. I don't think there's going to be a big second day opportunity on this.
All right. Okay. We'll leave this one alone. Let's go to the next one here. PSLV. PSLV is another one on our list this morning. Man, this looks horrible. What is this? It's not a low flow. 597 million. It is sitting on the American Stock Exchange, which again, tickers here, unless they're ETFs, tickers here, I don't like the way they trade. What is this? Sprott Physical Silver? Okay,
Yeah.
it's an ETF. It is kind of like a ETF looks like here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like it. Okay, thought it was an actual company. Didn't see the ETF part until later. But this is silver. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of day trading silver, guys. So I'm gonna keep it off. Peter.
This is I mean it is what the description says. They basically have a trust that is backed, their holdings are backed by 100% physical silver. So they actually keep silver in a vault somewhere. So I've never seen this on our list. Silver prices are, what are they? They're just down off the highs. It's one of these where if you look at silver prices, they had a sort of that all-time high that happened right after Christmas on the last Friday, the 26th. And then they had a down day, then they had an up day, now they're having a down day again. So it's not really, I mean, basically the silver prices look just like the PSLV chart, which makes sense, being that they they just hold silver, right? So,
Yeah.
Carlos, I think we've spoken about it more than we need to. It's not a thing to play.
Yeah, not a thing. Let's go to XBEV is on deck this morning, friends. Again, was on here yesterday gapping up. Today is gapping down 3.6. And let's see how I actually traded because I completely dismissed this thing. I mean, it just doesn't trade very well. It actually, this looks better than most days. And even then, it just goes sideways for a lot of periods of the trading day. So, yeah, this is not good.
You got to keep in mind the range of that move. It actually doesn't look that bad, but it was still only about a 40-50 cent move at top to bottom. So it's not really that's not the type of the range of action that we want, right? We want to see multiple dollar moves ideally, right? Or at least a buck, even on a $20 offering. So the news yesterday, for anybody that doesn't remember, was that the exports, EV exports out of China were up significantly, specifically to Europe and Latin America. So they were seeing a lot of significant growth. XPEV amongst the other EVs were getting a little bit of a pump as of yesterday. It's sort of natural that they're moving back a little today. Once again, I guess I can sort of say the trade is over on this as well. I don't think there's any opportunity here.
Yeah, I don't like it either. All right, and that covers. I do see AG, another silver stock, a ticker coming up here. For the most part, won't be on my list, but again, if you do like silver, AG, obviously one that a lot of people are looking at. SLV as well. It's another one that people take a look at when they want to trade this sector. But again, I'm not a big fan of day trading this, so we'll leave this alone. Peter, anything you like from the gap down that might be gapping down that's not on here?
Not much that I like to that I'll mention though, just to keep an eye on. Both Netflix and Apple, they've both been in a sideways pattern. They've just been sort of trending sideways for the last few days, and very different stories going on. Netflix, of course, as we know, we're waiting to hear what's going to be happening with their proposed acquisition of Warner Brothers, which had board approval until some of the billionaires stuck their fingers in the drink and messed it all up, and we're just have to see how that's going to play out. I think that they are going to want to make an announcement before the end of the year. I got this
Yeah.
feeling that something's going to happen today. It's not based on any fact. It's just one of those random. I would think they would not want to close the year without making some statement or some announcement. But maybe not. So
Yeah.
Netflix might do something. It's sitting here languishing at about 93.50 right now, not really doing much. Apple, on the other hand, while the daily chart has looked similar over the last few days, obviously we got a very different story in Apple, as Apple was up towards all-time highs and then just came back down off of it right in the last 2 weeks or so. I again, it's one of these. I feel to close out this year, Apple's going to want to do something, but maybe that's just me, just hoping that they're going to do something rather than actually believing. So we'll see. Right now, it's doing absolutely nothing. It's not interesting whatsoever, but I'm hopeful.
Yeah, we'll see where it goes. Yeah, I did see a headline on Warner Brothers yesterday from Bloomberg, and I got it on here. It says Warner Brothers plans to reject the latest takeover from Paramount Skydance. So let's see. That
Yeah.
was yesterday at 2:57, 3 o'clock. Let's see if anything comes off of that. But yeah, I'm with you, Peter. I would think something will happen before the new year, but let's see. All right. That covers it, friends. That is our gap up and the down. Again, I've got couple of usual suspects here: Tesla, NVIDIA on deck this morning. Let's see what you guys like. So I'm looking at both charts. I see AMD being mentioned. AMD, we have not really watched it much, and I think the daily kind of tells you why. All right, if you look at this daily here, it's been pretty quiet, man. Peter, I know you watch AMD on the regular. Have you seen anything great on it lately, or it's just
No,
been just kind of
no,
stuck, right?
yeah, it really has. As much as I, like to watch it all the time, just in case, it has not delivered anything. It had this brief period, right, where it was looking great recently, but that feels like it's well in the rearview mirror now. It's back to being pretty dull.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't,
I mean, we
I
went
don't
from
see.
look at these candles on these dailies, man. This is big movement. To
Used to
Yeah,
be,
you
yeah.
had a couple of days there, and usually when you have these couple of days, the rest of the market is trading well, and it's just again MU's trading better. MU's trading better than AMD. So that kind of tells you where AMD is sitting at here. Look at MU's daily, much better. So, um, all right, yeah. So we'll keep again. You could keep watching. I think there can be some opportunities, but I think Nvidia is going to be the bigger player for me here this morning. All right. What else, friends? What else you guys have? W Wolf. What are you? Yeah, we looked at this earlier. Yeah, it could be. Again, it doesn't fit my criteria, but it's in play. It's in play. So if you like it, it's bouncing off a level here that has been
Yeah.
prior support plenty times. So maybe today wants to do it again. Could be a good move in it. I'm just not a. Doesn't fit my style of trading, so I'm going to keep it off. What else we have here? MU. We did look at. Yeah, MU. Actually, speaking of MU, yeah, we can add it to the list. It's funny. I go back and look at MU and they do great on the days that I'm not watching it. When I ever put it on this list, it's just like what happened to the last three trading days? You did amazing. Today you did horrible. So it's one of those relationship that kind of relationship I have with MU, which is not great. So I'll put it on the list today. Let's see what happens. What else, friends? Rocket Lab. Oh, actually, I did mean to add Rocket Lab. We did talk about it. It looks great today. I like the daily on it. If it needs the volume, it needs to keep pushing here. It has had a couple of days where it has traded very well. We discussed earlier, but the last two, not so much, right? Not so much. But again, I do like it. I did mean to add this one on the list. Just forgot to do so. So we are going to put Rocket Lab right on there. Thanks for bringing it back up and reminding me there. And I think that's pretty much
Two,
it, man. Anything else, Peter?
two that we talked about. I see you have DJT on your list, but both DJT and ONDS, which again, Will and Megan are predicting is going to have a great 2026.
Mm,
Their volume's picking up a little bit. ONDS is now over 1.5 million shares. DJT is at
mm.
1.2. So that's sort of what I want to see, right? Increasing volume as we head towards the open. So um, yeah, they might be possibilities. Nike, on the other hand, has not really picked up on volume. But again, it's a nicey stock, so you don't expect it to. Um, but
Yeah,
we'll
it
see.
could,
We'll
could
see
be
what they do.
tough. Could be tough on those two, but we'll have it on here. You know what? I'll add ONDS. Megan's calling it. We got to see. It could be good. Um, All right, friends, that is all I have, man. Let's head over to bearwithtrace.com where you can see what's happening on our schedule. We'll go over to webinars, and Peter will take you through it. Again, a week of Friday, so the schedule's a little bit different than most weeks, but we do have stuff going on, I believe. Here is Wednesday.
Yeah. Now, it is New Year's Eve, like we mentioned. So everybody should be focused on their New Year's Eve activities, whether you choose to go to bed early or you're going to stay up and watch the ball drop. Apparently, they're dropping 2 balls in New York City this year. It's the 250th anniversary of something. I don't know what that is. Anyways, they got the regular New Year's ball, and apparently they're dropping a second ball sponsored by some. I read about it. I can't remember what it is. Anybody know out there what it is? Some like Friends of America group or something like that. It's whatever it is. Anyways, they're dropping 2 balls this year. So whatever you do, you should be focused on that. So we no webinar tonight is what I'm getting at after all of that. It is a Wednesday today, which means it's Wisdom Wednesday. I do believe we do have Dr. V, who's going to be with us at noon in the webinar room. She'll be talking there and then. And that means I'm not sure if she's going to be on YouTube or not, Carlos. We haven't had Thor. He's taken a couple of days off. Brendan's been sitting in the seat, so we'll have to find out. Is it 250 years of America as a nation? Is that why? 250th birthday in 2026, I assume. Okay, well there you go. See how exciting. Okay, so to ring that year in, they're dropping a second ball just to say happy. I don't know. Is there a term for that? Bicentennial and a half? I don't. What's 250 years? Quarter millennia? Happy quarter millennia. America. Anyways. But for us here in the chat room, noon. If you're an elite member, you can take advantage of Dr. Vanessa's presentation. That's it, Carlos. If you want to join us here in the Bearable Trading community, there's no better time. Get yourself ready for 2026. All set up and good to go. Use one of the membership options from the intro right through to the Elite Annual. The Annual, of course, we got that big sale going on. Maybe you can scroll up, Carlos. We can see that sale details. There you go. 60% off if you are joining as an Elite Annual. That is available for now. And in fact, is it still available? I saw a countdown somewhere that it was saying, it was only available for a limited time. So it's still on the website.
I saw that. I saw that on the newsletter, and somewhere in the sites it does have that. But listen, man, if it's here, it's supposed to end tonight. It was like 13 hours last night when I saw it late. It's supposed to end tonight, but yeah, just get it. If it's there tomorrow, you're lucky. Don't wait. So. And they usually sometimes forget, like they'll forget, like everybody's gonna be off tomorrow, so you might see it there tomorrow. You might get lucky. So, yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, we'll find out. But yeah, don't wait, because once it's gone, and there's no backtracking. So, if you want information on the markets, the place to go is tradingterminal.com. And you can there get access to all of the tools we're talking about, the scanners we use in the morning, the Atlas tool, which shows market visualization. Of course, you've got the simulator, the replay mode. You get access to a simulated account. You can actually make money off the deal, but do it for the data. That's really why you want to be there. And Faisal is asking, is there an annual package for Trading Terminal? Not that I'm aware of. I don't believe so at this point. So
no, there's not. I think it's monthly. Yeah.
Yeah. The monthly.
Just the monthly.
So, but still, it's still a good deal at any. At the price, anyways. I was going to say at any price. I suppose there's a price at which it wouldn't be a deal, but
yeah,
it's still a deal.
The price now is a deal. I know some people that got grandfather in like at $50. Good for you. Good for you. Just don't let that membership expire. All right, so good for you. So you do get wherever membership when you do sign up, you do get grandfather in at that price. Prices only go up, guys. You guys know it never comes down. So if you do get a deal, you get grandfather in for that. All right. JC Trader says I did 59 best ever. Yeah, you're in a good spot.
And
So
Mo Hussein is saying wants a funded account but don't want trading terminal. I mean, frankly, you're not going to find a better deal for a funded account than what you get through trading terminal. Now, it depends on what platform, right? We'll readily acknowledge the simulator that we've got is meant to be an introductory simulator, right? A way to figure out the markets. It isn't a full-fledged trading platform like you'd get on DOS Trader Pro. Through Bearable Traders, we do offer like we typically had done with that platform, but the platform costs a lot of money. You're paying more than significantly more than $59 a month just to get access to that platform. So if you really just want a simulator to get started and one that you could potentially make money off of, then frankly, just going with the package at Trading Terminal is probably your best bet because it's still cheaper than the other options. And if you don't want the other stuff, well, you don't have to use it, but it's still a better deal. So just for thought, for consideration.
yep. All right, perfect, friends. Let's get to it. Let's get some levels in place here, and we'll get ready for our market open. Andrew and Brian will be getting ready and trading in chat here pretty soon. Again, every day, guys, we're giving away, speaking of the funded account, every day for our Lambos and Garbage Truck members, we'll be giving a funded account away for free. So we'll do the same thing today. We'll do a giveaway later in the morning. If you want to sign up to be part of the Lambos and Garbage Truck family, you can do so. Head over to bearabletraders.com/YouTube, and you're going to see this little join sign on there next to subscribe. That gets you in for about $5 a month, less than a half use Starbucks coffee in the city. So pretty cheap. So there you go. All right, let's start here, friends. Let's look at RKLB. Rocket Lab's the first one on deck this morning. On the daily, they're surrounded by a lot of price action right now. A lot of levels off the highs and lows for the last two trading days. So you got plenty of stuff going on there. Still inside range for the moment here. High of the pre-market is going to be 72.29. And towards the bottom, we have 70.75. So within the highs and lows of yesterday's trading and even the day before, if you look at closely, it's really within that range of the last two trading days. Towards the top, you're set up pretty much. You can add another level up here at 76.65. And then towards the bottom, if we were to find a level, I don't see anything on here. I think we have to go back. Yeah, we found some around October. Right over here, you got many days. 68.45 is a good level there in case you do drop. So that's Rocket Lab. Good pre-market activity right now, looking pretty active. Almost 535,000 shares traded at the moment. NVDA is next. NVIDIA is trying to put in a strong pre-market. Was in the red this morning. You can see that there. Pre-market is looking better than even their intraday action the last couple of days. This is pretty nice. This is really nice, actually. So high of the pre-market on NVIDIA is going to be 190.20. Towards the bottom, we're looking at 186.59. So once you do that, you can see the area on the daily, which we just kind of been banging our heads back and forth here. Above that, in case we do break out, 192.65. And then towards the bottom, we're going to mark down 185. And just in case, I don't think we're going to be getting these numbers, 183.65 towards the bottom there. Next, our good buddy Tesla. Nothing but red for Tesla, man. Even the gap ups are just red. Today we're up slightly this morning. Very good pre-market activity. 1.1 million shares traded. Let's see what it does. Let's see what it brings for us this morning as we are trying to get going. Also started off in the red in the pre-market. Green right now. 458.36 is the high of the pre-market. The low is hanging out at 452.56. And then below that, we got a couple of areas here that are pretty good. 448. 78, and then even lower around 443.83. You got another spot as well. So plenty of levels here on Tesla as we just continue to pull away from the recent highs here. So not having a good couple of days. All right, and then last but not least is going to be MU. MU's pre-market action, that means non-existent right now. It's not really doing anything, barely any volume, but it's here. Yeah, the daily, on the other hand, does look much better. I have the pre-market 293.98. Towards the bottom, we are going to mark down 290.98. And then below that on the daily, we do have minor area 285.89. And then we have our all-time highs towards the top, right? So MU did hit all-time highs yesterday around, we'll call it 298. Could be a little bit higher or so. But it did hit all-time highs, and then pulling back from that this morning. So there it is, friends. That's what I'm watching: Rocket Lab, Tesla, NVIDIA, and MU. Peter, what is the team watching this morning?
I'm hungry. I'm eating a stale gingerbread house.
Are you eating you're just finding things in your office to eat, man. Oh, look at this! Look at this piece of gingerbread house. Break that off and get a bite
Pretty
of
that. Pretty much. All right. Moderators, yes, they're watching. Starting with Jared, he's going to be watching Rocket Lab, NVIDIA, AMD, and Nike. And he's also going to keep an eye on silver, he says, because it's fun. Why not? Mike's going to be looking at NVIDIA and Tesla. Eamon's watching NVIDIA and AMD. Megan's watching AMD, PLTR, and Rocket Lab. Not surprisingly, I've got no IPOs or SPACs to let you know about. I'm going to be watching NVIDIA, Tesla, and AMD, as well as ONDS and DJT, just to see if they do anything. Then Phil is going to be watching NVIDIA, AMD, Rocket Lab, Meta, and TSM. So he's got a couple of different targets on there. So we'll be trading live in the chat room as usual with Brian and Andrew. I expect him to join sometime soon. Oh, we still have 9 minutes, so he's got time to hustle down to the office there and get himself set up, turn on the red light, get the day going. So I expect that to occur on this last day, everybody, of 2025. This is it. And what a year it's been. It's been
yeah.
a great and amazing trading year being here with everybody. We really had a lot of fun and you know, a lot of opportunity. So not every day, but you know, every day that we're here is another day of learning and an opportunity to grow. So I really appreciate all of you that have spent your year with us, whether it's the whole year or you just found us at some point. Thank you for being here. Give us a thumbs up and a like, helps the growth of the channel. Let's encourage more people to come join us every morning as we look at the markets and we get you ready for this market trading day. And of course, Carlos and I always trading through the open live with you. And then we have Andrew and Brian that join a little later and share their trades and let us know how their day's going. So, and obviously, if you want to watch Andrew trade live, then you need to be in the chat room. That's the place to go for that. So, but Carlos and I do our best when we find trades, which is not every day.
Yeah, not every day. Especially during this time of the year, it's tougher. Yeah. It's definitely tougher.
And that's okay.
Yeah,
for me, that's okay, right? Because we're being careful, we're being judicious. Now, we haven't talked New Year's resolutions, Carlos, and you know, because I don't, you know, resolutions usually just means that's a thing you ignore come January 1st, right? But
yes.
You know, I think, you know, one thing for the next year that I'd like to do better is I definitely been working on my open trading the last few months. You guys have been here with me on that journey. I you know, typically never traded the open, very little, because I was just very poor at it. I've gotten a little more active with you guys here live in the pre-market show, and last 3 months especially, I've seen some very good trades at the open. Some, you know, losses, but overall it's been net positive. So I got to continue that momentum and keep taking the trades I see. Right, follow my rules. I've got it right. It's printed. It's right here. Take the damn trade. That's, you know, I don't have to go look any further than that. So just apply that to the open for me. That's where my focus is going to be. How about you, Carlos? Anything you're looking to focus on?
All right, great question. You know, when we got asked the question yesterday, I was thinking about it. Like, man, you're right. I forgot who asked the question. I had not thought about anything, but as I was thinking yesterday, the one thing I would like to add is adding. That's funny, but adding, man, I want to get better at adding into my trades. You know, I think that's gonna create better results on some stocks some strategies that we do trade. So I do think adding would be something that I would like to add. So we'll see, man. And you know what? I always think about, I don't want to mess up my average, but what I could do is I could actually just add very little at first, so without messing up the average price, and see how it goes. So that's something I want to do more of when it comes to my trading. So
there you go.
Yeah,
there you go. We had a question on YouTube. It's asking if JC Trader was saying, has your FOMO increased by focusing at the open? Which is a typical response, right? That happens with a lot of people. You start watching the open, you get, you know, I don't want to miss things, and you start taking trades. Unfortunately, because I'm an under trader and an over analyzer, that's not my MO. It's not really how I operate. So no, I don't really have FOMO. In fact, I go the other way, right? Where I miss opportunities because I'm too fearful to take it. And then I just have regret that I didn't take the trade. So I would like a little more FOMO because that might force me to get into the trades I should. Of course, the risk is that you over rotate and you start taking crazy ones, which we've also seen. For you guys that have been here for a while, you've seen me on a couple of days where I don't know what happens. My brain cuts loose, and before I know it, I've got 8, 9, a dozen trades, in the first hour, and usually they're not good ones. So
Oh,
it's it
remember
doesn't
this
happen
day
often.
here. Remember this day here, huh? MP.
Oh yeah, well
MP. Usually it's either me or you. MP got both of us at the same time.
yeah,
We were
we were
stubborn. I think it
both,
was right around this area
yeah.
too. I think it was around. It was a few
That
months
was
back,
not
but
yeah, it
I
was
think we
not a
were trying
fun
to both
spot.
short it on this day here. If I remember that correct, that's pretty good. But I think it was something weird like that, man. We just kept stabbing at it, and it's just
Yep.
was not having it. So it happens. It happens. Rarely happens
Yeah,
to
we
both of
thought
us
the
at the same
news was
time.
overdone.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and we were wrong. So
All right, friends. Less than 6 minutes to actually less than 5 minutes to the market open. So we're gonna go
yeah,
ahead and get ready to set up here with our YouTube friends and X Brian and Andrew up next in the chat room. Take care, friends. If I don't talk to you guys in chat, have an amazing and happy New Year's, and we will see you guys
absolutely.
on the other side, man. So
See
take
you
care,
on
friends.
Friday. Don't forget, the market is closed tomorrow, right? So just a reminder, everybody on the schedule, market is closed tomorrow. Regular day today, as much as it feels like it should close early, we've got a full day of trading and a full day of trading on Friday. So yeah, just Thursday, just tomorrow that is closed.
All right, friends. Take care. See Brian's ready to go. Happy New Year's, Brian. Good to see you. All right, let's stop it here, and Brian is gonna go and do his thing there. We'll continue on our YouTube chat. Let's get everything ready. Our 5 minute or 1 minute. We'll get ready to rock and roll here. Over on YouTube, friends, hit that thumbs up. We need a lot of help today because I can see the numbers are a lot lower. There's people that are not showing
Yeah.
up for trading today, and I don't blame them. If this is a day to be
Oh,
off, it'll be today and Friday. So
yeah.
so we need the help of the rest of us to pick up
I
the
mean,
slack for those. Hit that
yeah.
thumbs
I mean,
up.
Friday when you have an actual Friday in a week of Fridays. I mean, that's a
Oh
Friday's Friday.
yeah, that's
So
the Friday. That's the Friday of the Fridays. That's
it's
like the Godfather.
Friday squared. Yeah.
Oh, oh boy, oh boy. Looking forward to
Anyway.
that. Yes, yes. All right, let's get our list. Let's see. Andrew saying good morning, chat. Say good morning to Andrew, friends. We got new emojis, guys. New emojis in chat. I'll bring it over here. We got Thor. Look at Thor. We got Thor in there. We got Peter and Andrew without the signs, and we got probably one of my
Okay.
favorite emojis, the garbage
The
truck.
garbage truck. Oh,
It's my
baby.
favorite. There's no question
There you
about it.
go.
I mean, it's been with
Ah,
us for a long time. It has a lot of history. We got a video on this thing. I mean, let me
yeah, there you
pause it right
go.
there. Pause it right
Look at
here
us
for a little
go.
bit. Look at that.
Well, there we are.
Peter, you're looking right at the camera. It's like a traffic light
I
camera, and
am.
you're
Yeah, I
looking right
guess
at it,
so.
like you're probably saying, "Shit, I'm gonna get a ticket.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a ticket in the
I'm
mail."
The damn thing's on fire, Carlos. I'm looking
Uh,
for a place to jump out and tuck and roll, man.
yeah, I could see that. I could see that. So there it is. Good
But
times.
then you go and park it right in the middle of the exchange. You got that one now?
Yeah, I do. I do have it. I don't have it on a hot button, but I do have that one.
Oh,
Park
you
it
gotta
right in
put
the
it on the
middle of
hot
the
button, so
exchange.
you got it all.
Yeah, I
You got
gotta
it
put it on the
already.
hot button. Oh man, good
So
times. Good
I
times.
apparently I did do the tuck and roll. Maybe I think I was outside. I was directing you so you could back that thing into the exchange because I notice I'm not in that truck. It's just you. So
No, we need to get you in there somehow. So we got to do that.
um, any one of our friends that have experience with AI can easily do that. So
It's Alex.
yeah,
Alex on the palm
yeah.
tree. He's really good at all this stuff, man. He's like on it.
All
So
right, we got a minute. Let's get
yeah,
focused here.
let's get focused. Let's get focused and get ready to go. I'm actually putting my list in my watch list now. So I'm looking at Rocket Lab. I'm looking at Tesla,
DRTS.
Video, MU.
Mo, DRTS, if that's really what you mean, it's got 1,400 trades shares traded today. I hate it. It doesn't look good at all to me, Mo. So, all right, I am watching Tesla. We got to see what's happening here. Remember, Tesla closed at a low of well, closed yesterday at 454 with a low of 452. So here we are at 456. So we are green, but that could change. Let's see what the market brings. Here's the opening bell.
All right, here we go.
And we are getting an immediate drop on Tesla.
All right, friends. Let's see here.
And the inevitable pop.
Let's see here. Tesla.
Tesla. Let's
All right, friends. Where is the action this morning? What are we going to trade?
Shoot.
Rocket Lab, MU. Dropping here.
I've gone short on Tesla. And
very nice. It looks good right now. Let's see.
It just came back up to my entry, so I'm gonna stop out quickly. I don't want to take a lot of risk on this. Come on. Oh, see, Tesla. What are you doing, Tesla? Wow, this thing is a little jumpy here.
You know, it's it's jumpy, man.
It's jumpy.
You got the previous day closures. That's a tough trade too, because it can bounce. Oh no!
Oh,
look at that drop.
Yeah,
Peter. Well, you know what? You gotta do what you gotta do.
That's all right. I got out of break even. It's just too much for me. But wow, look, good move.
Yeah, NVIDIA's going the other way. Had a strong pre-market here, continuing at the pre-market high, 190 now. New high of the day, 190.33, and it is rocking, friends. Some good stuff there. NVIDIA, Tesla, red. Oh, what a drop! What a drop!
I know.
I
was trying to fire up the Atlas here, and I didn't have it ready to go, so it's getting me. But
yeah.
I should have stuck with it. Brian actually shorted Tesla in the chat room, and he stuck with it, so
he survived the pullback. Okay.
Yeah. He played it smarter than I did. Yeah, see all the orders to the downside. I could have stayed in it if I'd had the Atlas up, right? It shows me all the orders to the downside. Probably would have given me more confidence just to stick with the trade, but
yeah, actually everything to the downside. I mean, there's nothing up there. So yeah, you're right. It's pretty
oh well,
pretty weak on the Atlas right now for Tesla. All right, checking around. Nike's not getting no volume. Typical New York Stock Exchange action. Might come in a little bit later. ONDS is popped up to 952. And it's a little bit messy on the trading. It's getting heavy volume, but man, it's this is a wild one. CORT, nothing going on there.
Carlos, why couldn't I have held Tesla?
I know, man. This is that would have been a great short. You're in $2 already, approximately.
I know. Look at this. Look at this is the this is the where it hurts, right? Look at that. In and out, right there.
Yeah. Are you sharing your screen? I don't see it.
Yep.
Oh. Did we lose your screen? What happened?
It says I'm sharing it.
Okay. Oh, we lost your box of your screen.
I could stop sharing it, and I'll share it again here.
No, I don't even have your box for some reason.
Oh.
Okay.
All right. Well, anyways.
We'll get that set up.
Tesla came back green here. Let's see. Tesla's like, I'm almost happy that I'm not in it. It's a little nerve-wracking right now. It's making these dollar moves, these dollar pops.
It is. Market Atlas on NVIDIA looks I know it's dropping now, but it's a lot of orders to the upside. I mean, you got some to the
Mm.
downside as well,
Yeah.
but it does look bullish to me, man. A market out. Let me look at the actual stock. Yeah, it does look bullish, man. Bouncing off the VWAP here. Um,
Yep.
yeah, looks bullish, man. It really does. So it could be a nice 5 minute ORB on NVIDIA if we can get there. Let's see, 5 minutes coming up. We're getting a nice little bounce here. We should have a nice 5 minute ORB range when this ends up. There it is. Let's see what it wants to do here. See what it wants to do. So it's a nice 5 minute candle there. 1 minute setup looks good. Let's see how we're going to. Let's look. Yeah. All right. Long NVIDIA for the 5 minute ORB. I do like the setup. I like the bullish Atlas that I'm getting here too. Like Atlas looks all
Oh,
bullish.
you're
Look at that.
okay.
So
You're long.
long.
Well, the Andrew
Yeah.
indicator is in your favor.
It is. Yes. That's
Yeah.
good. 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 That's a good sign.
Andrew's along with you, so
Very nice. Very nice.
yeah. See what
So, let's see if we can get here. The issue we've been having is the continuation. We're not getting that continuation momentum, man. So we're getting good signals. Like everything looks great here for long. It's just this market during these couple of days, man. The continuation is tough, and we saw it yesterday with with our short too. Like we got a little bit, but we didn't get that
yeah.
extra cherry on top. So all right, VWAP, we're gonna hop out of it. We'll give it a little bit here, but it's not looking good at all. Oh yeah, I gotta get out of it.
Whoa.
I'm out. That's a
Whoa,
big
it
drop.
just pushed through VWAP. Whoa,
Yeah. I actually gave a lot more than what I would want to on that trade. So we're out of
Whoa,
it.
that's a big drop suddenly.
It's
What the heck?
actually
What the heck,
engulfing.
NVIDIA?
It's actually engulfing the other way, man. Look at this.
Yeah. So,
I'm not
and
gonna take a
again,
short,
guys,
but looks
we
very
we've
weak.
talked. We've talked about this on these types of days, right? These days of lowered volume, you just can get unpredictable moves. It doesn't follow the patterns you normally would expect. You can get good trading
Yeah.
opportunity, but it's not always the same, it's not the same type of trading opportunity that you get when you've got the consistent volume. And to me, Nvidia is a good example. Like you said, Carlos, it absolutely looked bullish. The volume was on your side,
Everything
the
looked
direction
great.
looked strong,
Yeah.
and then it just in a second it just reversed. So,
You know what I didn't do, and you guys brought it up. Didn't look at the SPY. I wasn't looking at the SPY at all. I don't know if I would have seen this. Maybe I would have not. I would have hesitated. But
uh,
it would have
I
been
don't
tough. It
know.
would
I
have been
mean,
tough. But
yeah.
that's definitely what caused the drop here. Like it looked great until the overall market started selling off here. So we're getting that pressure now. You're seeing it also on Tesla too. Right back down. Came to the view up and struggling. MU. Wow, MU's a beautiful short. Uh yeah. Everything is down. All right, let's see. So
But that
hold on.
Tesla trade that I'd
Yeah.
taken, it did come back up, and
Hey,
it
we
would have
pushed to the
stopped me out
VWAP.
anyways.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
then it's red again just now, but it was green a second ago. So it's definitely not strongly down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this is new.
Oh man. Uh everything is selling off and I want to join this party. I don't have anything that I can
Mm.
actually jump in on. NVIDIA. Tesla. All right, we'll see. We'll see Tesla below the VWAP here. How does Tesla does look weak, man? I don't know. It does look bearish on Atlas as well. It's below the VWAP. Can it break down below the previous day close? This is probably the one that gives you the best risk to reward, I think. If the SPY is going to continue to sell off, I think Tesla gives you the best risk to reward. Because we haven't sold off too much yet.
Mm.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna do it. I'm short Tesla here. For
Oh,
the previous day close
well.
breakdown. Let's see if we get to the low of the day. Yeah, let's see.
Carlos, it's very funny listening to you, and I'm listening to the chat room at the same time because as you were
Yeah,
saying, you're going short Tesla at the exact same moment. Brian is saying Tesla looks short. It looks like it has another leg lower in it, but this is
no
not a great
way.
place to enter. Not a great place to
Ah,
enter
not a
is
great
what
place
it
to
is what
enter.
it.
Oh, I need to start
And then
here.
you said, "Here I'm going short." So
And see, I need to start
that
listening
was
to
funny.
Bryant, man. I gotta put him on my ear. I gotta start
So he
listening
agreed. He
to the
agreed
chat.
directionally with you. He just wasn't
Right,
sure
right.
that this was a great place.
Yeah,
But
great place to enter. Oh man, yeah, I gotta put the chat on. I gotta put the chat on and listen to Brian. I would have heard that. I would have heard
uh,
that. I would have probably not entered the trade. You know,
but
I
it
listened
was
to Brian.
exactly at the same time that you were talking about entering the trade. So it was
Mm,
pretty interesting.
that man, well, his
Yeah.
experience, does carry some weight. That's for sure.
Mm.
All right, let me look at the. I actually don't have. Here's a chat. I got it up now. What do we have? Um. All right. Yeah, but I can't. I can't hear it. So.
Mm. Well,
All right, let's see. We need the spice to go lower. We need the spice to make a new low. I think Tesla's just trading the market. It's not really doing its own thing. There it is. Spice making a new low. Nice. This should help a lot. So there it is. Spike. Drop, drop, drop. This should help our short, and this should help NVIDIA go shorts too. If it continue to get lower, start putting some pressure. Oh, no, don't go up. Go the other way.
yeah. See,
Go the other way. Oh, come on.
Tesla's being difficult.
Yeah, I don't trust this pop though, man. This is trying to get me.
Yeah.
It is trying to get me. This, come on. It is trying to get me here, man. I think I'm gonna give Tesla a big old garbage truck. Uh, let's see. Mark is not selling down fast enough. What is Andrew? I can't hear what he's saying, but I just hear him banging on something. Is he banging? I just see him going like this. I'm like, is he slamming something on the floor? What's going on?
He's no, it's funny listening to it because he's like he's like, oh, I want to get a good trade, and
Yeah,
he's
like
very animated today, very animated this morning. I like it. Good way to end the year with some excitement, some enthusiasm,
yeah. Why not?
even if the trading's not enthusiastic.
Yeah, trading is horrible today. I got one loss on NVIDIA. I'm about to have another loss on Tesla. Hopefully, we leave all these losers and this garbage here in 2025. Don't bring that into the
Leave
new
these
year.
losers behind.
Oh man. Let's see. Normally, I'll be honest, guys. Normally, here I will be out. I'm not trusting this pop. I think there's a sell-off coming, and I want to be part of it. So, but normally here I would be out of this. I would be out of this. Yeah, spot's not dropping fast enough for me. Let's see here. How can you bear all these losses? Well, I'm only like a 55, 60% win rate. So, I'm going to lose out of 100 trades. I'm going to lose 40. And I know that. And I'm okay with that. So you can't get caught up on the losses. You got to follow the long-term plan. Right? So don't, yes,
There you
buy.
go.
Yeah, so don't worry about the losses, individual trades. This trade doesn't matter. Last trade didn't matter. Tomorrow's trade's not going to matter. Well, not tomorrow, but Friday's trade's not going to matter. These trades don't matter one bit. I used to let them stress me out. Not anymore. I take my losses and it's no problem. I'm going to lose 40 of them. 40. And sometimes they'll come 5 in a row. Unfortunately, the market gods, they don't sprinkle the losses all over the place to make it nice where I win 3 and lose 1, win 5 and lose 1. No, that's not the way they do it.
Yeah.
They like to mess with your mindset. So they'll give you 3 in a row, try to shake you, But you can't worry about it, man. You can't worry about it. So
that's a good point because and we've talked about this in the past, but it's worth mentioning again, Carlos. You're right because, like you said, let's go with your number. Let's say you have a 60% win rate. It doesn't mean out of every 10 trades, you're going to win six and lose four, right?
Right. It's not the way it
That could
works.
mean, yeah, you could have 10 losers in a row. You could have 20
Oh yeah.
losers in a row. Does it mean your strategy's broken? Not necessarily, right?
Right.
That's
Right.
very much within the realm of probability. It's sort of like the fallacy of flipping a coin, right? If you flip a coin, you don't get heads and tails every opposite time. You could get 20 heads in a row. Is the coin
Yeah.
broken? No, those are just the odds. It's not likely
Right.
that you'll get 20 heads in a row, but you could. Doesn't mean the coin's
Yeah.
broken. So you got to think about that when you're taking your trading, because people often they go both ways, right? You'll get 20 losses in a row and you're thinking, "Oh my God, what the hell's wrong?" Right? My strategy broken. I got to reject it and start get a whole new strategy. No,
Mm-hmm.
assess. If you're not executing well, that's the variability, right? It's like, if you drop the coin and purposely drop it on one side or another, well, then you're not dropping it properly, right? You're not
Yeah. Yeah.
invoking randomness. The same thing in the trading. If you're not trading to your rules, well, then it's not a valid data point. However, assuming that you are trading to your rules, then those are just the odds. It goes the other way too, right? Like you could have a good run. I get afraid of good runs because you could get 20
I
winners in
know.
a row,
Yes. Yes.
right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
then suddenly you think, I have
Am I gonna get
mastered
20?
trading. I am God
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
universe, right? I'm never
Oh.
going to lose
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you get that loss, and often your brain starts to short circuit, and you get the loss, and you're like, "What do you mean? I don't lose. I had 20 winners in a
Yeah.
row. I figured this out. I know how to trade."
Oh
And if
yeah.
that
Yeah.
leads you to doing weird things like not exiting your trade at your stop, or maybe adding at that point, well, I'll just turn this into a winner. I'm going to add more in now, and it'll make it a winner faster. Like bad
Preach,
decisions like
brother.
that.
Preach.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, that's when the weird stuff starts happening. So it's about sticking to your rules no matter what. Win streak, lose streak, just
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
randomness of trading. So
I, I,
your philosophy is right on, Carlos. And
yeah.
it's
Been there so
it's
many times.
anybody
Yeah.
and anybody that's been there knows exactly what we're talking about.
Oh.
If you're
Oh yeah.
new and or you haven't acknowledged the fact that that's a pattern that almost every single trader goes through, you're going to say, "I hear you, but I'm different. That's not me." You know what? It
Mm,
is you.
mm.
It
Yeah.
probably
Yep.
is.
Yep.
You
A
would be
hundred
like
percent.
you'd be the purple dinosaur, or you'd be the
Mm-hmm.
unicorn out there if it's not you.
Yeah.
Uh,
100%. 100%. Been there, man. I lived that a whole year.
yeah.
I lived that where it's like I went through a stretch of really green trades, and then you don't accept the loss when it comes, and it happens to some of our traders too. We see it in P Capital. We see it in the funded account where people just they do very well, doing
Yep.
very well, and then comes a day where you just gotta accept the loss and you don't, and then that's when things go really
Right.
bad. You know.
Oh my
So
God.
yeah,
That's when they go totally off the rails. Yep.
been there, been there.
So, you know what, guys, and we preach on this just because we've been there, personally so many times, and so look at Carlos. He's stoic, isn't he, about his losses? He's like, "Oh, well, I lost another one," because he understands he's been through the process. It's a hard earned, casual approach to the losses. It's not as
Oh yeah,
casual as it
yeah.
seems. But he's earned the experience to say, I get, like, I know I'm going to lose a bunch. That's okay. I'll just keep
Mm-hmm.
doing what I'm doing. I'll stick to my rules, and it should level out at the end, right? My strategy will
Exactly.
work
Yeah. Yeah.
overall, but it's hard to get to that point. It takes a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, frankly. So
Dude, yes. What helped me a lot too is I think I told you guys I used to write on the board. I used to get up after every trade and go to a whiteboard, and I had 20 boxes, right?
mm,
And what it did was when I had a green one, I put a
okay,
G, and I put okay check, and then another one I put a red when I had a red day. So when I had the red days, what it did mentally for me is like, don't worry about this one trade. Worry about when you complete this sample set. Like, don't worry about this green one. Don't worry about this red one. When you're done
right,
with the 20 trades, look at, okay, how does it look there? And that was epic, man. Because if you start focusing on every individual trade, you drive yourself crazy. Because you want to perform good. So I'm gonna want to force a trade to be green every time I'm supposed to have a red trade, and that's when things go wrong.
sure,
And someone
yeah,
mentioned in the comments, yes, partialing does take away from your performance 100%. I know that if I were not too partial, as aggressive as I do, I'll probably be getting like higher R's, right?
right.
Higher returns. But um, it's just not what works for me.
Well,
It's not what I could do
yeah.
consistently, unfortunately.
So keep in mind, here is sort of one of those universal rules that you could apply. You're right. Not partialing would give you probably a better net return, but that 60% win rate we were just talking about, it would probably drop. Maybe it would
Oh
drop to
yeah,
40% or maybe
yes,
30% because some of the wins where
definitely.
you get the partials before hitting your ultimate target and then it comes back and stops you at a break even, that's currently
Yeah.
in the win category. If you were waiting, that would either become at best a break even trade or maybe a full loss, depending on whether you're stopping at break even or stopping at your original stop. So just keep that in mind, right? Which means, are you ready? Are you psychologically ready to have that win rate drop from 60% to 40 or 30%? Net, you can
Mm-hmm.
make more money. I think intellectually we can all look at the numbers and say, oh, yeah, yeah, I get that. That makes sense. Can you actually do that? Like, imagine having those 20 losses in a row that we were just talking about and knowing you're waiting for that one big one to make them all back. Like that gets
Yeah,
hard.
I
That gets
I can't
really
I
hard.
can't trade like that, man. That's tough.
Yeah.
That is
It
tough.
is tough.
At least with my strategy, because the market does this. It does this. So when I'm down here, I want to
Right.
take my money. So the market doesn't always move up, 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 or down, 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 down.
Right.
For the most part, we get caught in this choppiness. You're gonna get caught in the sideways action more often than not. So when I'm down here and I got some money on the table, uh, I'm putting my hand out, man. Feed me, feed me. Oh
Well, and
man.
for any of you guys that have been with us for a little while, or go back and look at the recordings. I've Carlos and I have joked about this a couple of times where we've both done it. We're like, you know what? We're gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. I want to wait for a bigger win, and then like 2 seconds later, I'm gonna wait for a bigger win. Oh, it's pulling back. I'm gonna take a partial. Right? Like how
Yeah,
quickly your
yeah.
mindset can change from I'm going to wait for a bigger win to you get nervous about losing the unrealized gains that you're seeing right now. And you're like, nope, partialing. So to completely resist that and just keep waiting, that is really hard.
That is really hard. Oh man, I'm concerned. Are we getting stuck in chop here now? I mean, market is going sideways. I'm looking
Yeah,
through some of the
it
tickers.
really does look like
Tesla's
it.
just back and forth, not really doing anything. Market
Even
is trying to bounce. Like
yeah,
Nvidia had a
even
nice
ONDS
drop,
that we were
and
looking at.
oh, it's garbage. Yeah, look at this.
Remember ONDS looked good off the
Yeah,
open? Look at it now. Yeah, look at that, eh?
yeah.
Isn't that horrible?
Court never got
DJT,
going. That was brutal.
DJT, which is one of the other ones
Yep.
we were looking at for a move. It did get a little move off the open, but what's it doing now? So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Market is bouncing back, so that might not be good for my Tesla here because it's really just following the overall market, I believe. So market is trying to bounce, but Tesla's selling. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Um,
Yeah.
I'll be doing more parceling than adding back if it continues. Yeah, I. That's why if I can add adding strategies to my style of trading, I think that will
Mm.
really um uh boost the returns, right? But
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see. If it's done, if it works, right? If it doesn't work, then I'll
Right.
be giving back some of the benefits, but we'll have to try it and see how it works.
I think the secret to adding when you're starting, at least I'm thinking that one of the things that I'm going to try going forward is, Carlos, we need to start adding like almost inconsequential amounts, really small amounts,
Right. Just to get the
right?
strategy. Yes, correct.
Right. Because that way it doesn't move your stop to an unnatural area, right? So the big problem is when I tend to add at a size that it moves my stop into sort of the price action, and then any pullback basically stops you out. And
Mm-hmm.
and you don't
Yeah.
you don't want to really be in that position. You want to sort of be able to
Survive
um,
the pullback and stay in it,
survive
and
the
yeah,
pullback,
yeah,
right? So I think we need to start adding with just like tiny amounts almost, just for the practice, right? Okay,
yeah.
I added
50
here. Did it
shares,
work or didn't it?
whatever. Yeah. Right. Right.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So well,
Makes
we'll
perfect
we'll see.
sense.
We'll try and remind
We'll
each other
dabble
of
with
that as
that.
we go through
Yeah.
next year. Yeah,
We'll
play with that
dabble
as
with
an
that
approach.
into 2026. You'll see it here live on YouTube and X. Our good buddy on X. I see you guys hanging out there.
Yeah.
Mr. David and Ben are
And I
always
don't.
on there. Good to see you guys.
I was gonna say I don't have a trade yet today, but I guess that's a lie because I did have a trade. I did trade Tesla right at the open and got stopped out. So I just have this essentially a nothing trade, and now. I'm not seeing anything that I really want to be jumping into. So not a surprise on this type of day, but we'll see. It's still early. We're not even 10 o'clock
Yeah.
yet.
Yep. Plenty of times, my friend. Plenty of time. Although I think today might not get as better than it is right now, but who knows? Maybe Santa shows up a little bit later today.
Yeah.
Spice is going
You could,
higher. I might just jump out of here. Spice at VWAP and Tesla's not budging one way or the other, but I think this might force it to actually go up.
wait, are you still in Tesla?
Yeah, I'm short right here.
You're still
You can
short?
barely see
Oh,
it.
okay, I see
Yeah,
it.
I'm short.
Yeah, I see
Yep.
it. Okay, yeah, I see it. All
Yep.
right.
I'm still in it. But Spy's
Yeah.
going the other way.
Mm. Yeah,
Yeah,
it is. I mean, it's hard.
455.40. If we get above this high, I'm gonna get out 455.40. If buyers don't come in here, then it's not a good signal. I'm sorry, sellers don't come in here. It's not good. But let's see. So yeah, 455.40. Whatever this spike is over here. I thought about trading options in 2026? I traded options in last year and part of the beginning of this year, but it was too much to go back and forth between the day trading and the options, and I was doing it through Interactive Brokers, and I don't know options very well, so I was doing the one where they have this thing in Interactive Brokers. What is it called? Oh, they have a name for it. It's like a wizard.
They're
wizard.
They're smart. Yeah, the
Yeah,
wizard.
so
Wizard.
I was doing it through there, and it's a lot to set up because I don't know it that well. So it was more work than the actual return. I was only just taking one contract at a time, and I gotta tell you, man, if you know options well, the risk to reward on some stuff is pretty good. Of course, you can always get your face blown off, right, on any type of investment or trading, right?
Yeah.
But it's the risk to reward, man. I was like, wait, you're only using that little bit of buying power, and this is the return on like one contract was like $800. That's crazy. What if I take
Right.
two? Like, it's so the leverage is crazy on it. So you got to know what you're doing.
Right.
One of the things that kind of scared me, and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna trade options, so I know exactly how everything works. I was doing weekly options, and they closed one of my positions. Thankfully, it was in the green, like it was due like a week or so.
Right.
And they like forgot they just do this thing. I forgot the name of it. They exercise their option. I don't know, but they closed it, and I'm like, wait, what? You could just stop my trade whenever somebody wants. And I was starting to read on it. I'm like, no. I don't like that. I don't like that. I want to close my trade when I want to close my trade, right? Thankfully, it was in the green, so I was in the money, no problem. But what if I'm not in the money and you close my trade when I'm down? That's not cool. I don't like that. That's like closing my trade here before it gets hopefully to 450 and I make a ton of money. I don't like that. No. I decide.
I like it. That's how you think.
Yeah, I decide when to get out and get in. So
Right.
and it happened to me twice. One of them it was both wins. One was a little win. One of them was okay, but it happened to me twice during that span of a year. And I was like, I gotta figure out what the heck is going on. All right,
Tesla. Let's get to a low day for Carlos. 452.62 is the current low of day. So let's see, 452. That's the place to start. On its way to 450, maybe.
Let's see. Spy. I was concerned that the spy. If you look at the spy movement right now, look at this. Tesla actually stuck down here. I thought that Tesla was going to break out when the spy did this. This can actually hopefully help us, but Tesla's not really following the market. It's just stuck, man. Previous day close in VWAP is just stuck here. I'm on the bottom of the range here, looking hopefully for a break that at least give us the low of the day. That would be awesome if we could do that, but it's not looking good. It's not looking good as far as it happening anytime soon. NVIDIA, same thing, sideways. just stuck right here. Not really following the overall market either. MU, same thing, sideways. I mean, everything is just it's a chop fest. Where's our chop guy? Where's Choppy Chop?
Yeah, where's your chop guy?
Where's chop? Here it is.
Get him going there.
Where's Choppy. So we need to get out of this back and forth here.
Mm.
Ben, that's a good call, man. I'm thinking about it too. The longer we stay here, like right now, there's really no edge for us, right? We had our edge here for the breakdown of the VWAP, the previous day close. Now we're just hanging out. Like there's no edge we have here at all. We're at the mercy of whatever the market wants to do now, and that's not fun at times. But there's really no direction here. So
no, this is especially I hate to say it, Carlos, but especially on Tesla, it's just
it's chopped, man.
It's pretty ugly
chopped.
now.
Yeah,
it wasn't that ugly when you entered, but now it's gone.
Now it's nasty, nasty. So, it's holding the previous day close. We're looking for a breakdown that we don't know if we are going to get. But we got our plan. My stop is 455.40. If it goes above this, there's a big chance that it's going to push higher. Here's where the buyers keep showing up here. I'm sorry, sellers keep showing up here, and here. If it goes above that, that means the buyers lose. I'm sorry, the sellers lose, and the buyers take control. So that's where my stop is going to be at. Looking for at least 352. So that should give us a 2 to 1 almost, maybe a 1 to 1.8 or something. So we'll see. If we can get lower, that'd be great. But right now, that's what we're just kind of waiting on. SPY's trying to help us. SPY's going lower, so it's trying to help us. But really, Tesla hasn't budged with the market. Hasn't really moved with it at all for the most part. So
yeah.
Actually, SPY is trading a lot better than Tesla by miles. It's trading a lot cleaner.
Yeah. It's cleaner, that's for sure.
Volume is getting lower. You're starting to see that too. Even on Tesla itself, you're starting to see the volume on every 5-minute candle. Every couple of minutes is less and less, which is normal, right? This is typically what happens.
And it is, because at the open, NVIDIA's volume was around 95%. Now it's at 84. Tesla's volume was around 80%. Now I notice it's at 65. So that volume is dropping off a lot faster. So it's but exactly as we predicted, right? Lowered volume. And you have to keep in mind, there is additional volume coming in from non-mature traders, like retail traders like us. You actually get a little more volume typically in these days, but a lot less institutional volume. And it's that institutional volume that normally keeps things stable and gives you consistent direction, because you want to need some of the algos these days, because that's what lends to the patterns, right?
That's the big volume
that we that we rely on. So, and that's one of the reasons why, if you ever watch things like any of the meme stocks, right? Why do they go so crazy and they move in these like big up and down and like no pattern at all? They're just like whipsawing all over the place. It's because you don't have any consistent volume. It's really just all momentum and random people making decisions. So, it's I am always very skeptical, and any day when I think the big money players aren't going to be very active, I know that my strategies, which are pattern based, are less likely to work. Right? No matter what the volume is. So, and I know I sound like a broken record because I say this stuff all the time, but it's all of these days that I just get very tentative on my trading, because I don't want to, I don't want to risk getting caught in the chop if I can avoid it. And understanding how the volume is likely to act and where the volume is likely to be or not be, helps me stay out of that chop. And again, I hate to say it, Carlos, but your Tesla trade is a textbook example of sort of where you don't want to be.
Yeah.
Right. Like, because now you're just annoyed, right? Like you're going to get to a point. I don't know if you're there yet, but you're going to get to a point where you're like, just stop me out already. Like, I don't care anymore. I'm just tired of watching this thing. Just do something. Yeah. Right. So, you're over it when that happens.
This is me looking at my Tesla trade right there. Just do something. Tesla in the garbage truck today. So there you have it.
Mm.
This is pretty good, man. Pretty good, pretty good. Ashes to ashes today, friends. Pre-market meditation.
Wow,
Friends, over on
that's
YouTube,
fatalistic.
if you haven't done so already, hit that thumbs up. We appreciate it very much. We're sitting at 252 likes. We'd love to be at 400. Today will be probably a little more harder than most days because there's not a lot of us here, but your help helps. So thank you so much for that, guys. Really appreciate it. You guys think that humans can trade faster than quantum computers? No. We can't trade faster
No,
than
definitely
computers.
not.
No, definitely not. I mean, they're milliseconds, right? I mean, they get the news, digest it,
Yeah.
execute. They can read patterns. They can do all kinds of stuff. But at the end of the day, there's gonna be room for retail traders in trading. It has been for years. I think that's gonna continue. I don't think that's gonna change because you remember you need the if the markets don't move. If it's algos beating everybody else out, guess what? The algos got to beat other algos. So you're gonna have this traffic jam where nothing moves. Markets don't like that. Market makers don't like that. They need to move. That's how they make their money. Trading platforms don't like that. Brokers don't like that. They want movement. They want transactions. They want movement. They want volume. If you get to the point where everything is being beat out and you can't tell, nothing will move. Everything will just get halted.
Right.
Right? Like it's like a computer is a computer. If you're gonna go long, I'm gonna go short, and then everybody's just trying to overread everything. Then nobody makes a move because you have these unlimited formulas. Like if you do that, do this. If you do that, I'm not gonna buy, and then nothing moves. You need movement. Market needs to move. That's how people make their fortunes. So we just got to join that party, man. We don't got to beat it. We don't got to beat the algos. We got to join the party. We're like out there saying, okay, which party's hot, which party's got the nice crowd, what I want to be involved in. That's the one I want to go in on, right? So that's it. Go into a party, it's not looking good. You don't like the music, leave. Don't stay there, and get stuck in crap. Get out. So that's it. That's all we need. That's what we need. Actually, Andrew put a great post on this on X. Let me share with you guys about algos because a lot of people have been talking about. Is it like a? Is there a? Did something come out about algos on the news lately? Because a lot of people are bringing this up now.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of questions about what do you guys think about algos. A lot of commentary on it. So usually that happens when something comes out on it and people start getting concerned. I remember 2019. Something came out about algos, and I was like, when I started to figure this thing out, I'm like, damn, is this gonna be? Am I gonna be able to do this forever, or am I going to have to figure something else out? You start thinking about that, right? Like, is this something I can actually live off, or is it going to be at one point it's not gonna work anymore, and I got to figure something else out? You start thinking like that.
I had a visitor yesterday.
Yeah.
As I often do, I get these visitors. My daughter had one of her good high school friends over, and she brought her boyfriend, and he wanted to talk trading. So I brought him in, and we show him the room, and we were
Nice,
doing this is
nice.
right after we got off the air yesterday. I've done it many times. It seems like a lot of the boyfriends are over here asking me about trading.
Okay,
So
okay.
but yeah, I got those questions like, well, what about AI? Do you think AI is going to kill trading? I'm like, you know what? I don't know. I mean, it's possible, but I've heard
Yeah.
the story so many times before, right? When the market moved from to decimalization, they believe that the moving to we get take it for granted now. You trade in dollars and cents, pennies. It used to be you traded in fractions of dollars, right? Like it was literally 5/16 and 1/8 and like you traded anyway. So they said that that was going to kill it, and then it was the computers were going to kill it,
Right.
and then the advanced data management was going to kill it, and then the algos were going to kill it, and like everybody thought that all of these things were going to kill it, but the market adapts, and we just figured out how to adapt our trading as a
Right.
result. So I think AI is going to change the market in one respect or another. How, I don't exactly know, but I think we'll adapt. We'll figure it
Yeah.
out. Because in
Yeah.
theory, I don't think anybody wants a market that, like, because in theory, if it was really just intelligent AI trading and they were all trading, eventually we'd get to a point where the computers would trade so fast that the market would just get to a flat point. Every stock would get to its optimal price. And
Right.
unless
And
you got a new piece of
it wouldn't
data,
move.
it would never
Hmm.
move. It wouldn't
Yeah.
move. Right? Like
Yeah.
you'd get trading, but it would all be like within a 1 penny range or something. It would be like computers trading each other for hundreds of or thousands of a penny. Like it would just, we wouldn't go anywhere. And I don't think anybody wants that. That's not good for the market overall.
No,
And
we
then you
need
get a new
movement.
piece of
Yeah.
data, and all the algos would like, oh, so the company's, its prospects are looking better, and it would jump up whatever they value that at 50 cents, and then sit there, like, and all
Yeah.
this would happen within fractions of a second. That's not that's not a
Yeah.
valuable market for anybody. So,
Yeah. I agree.
anyways,
And think about
that's
this one
my
too.
view.
There's 6,000 like tickers in all the exchanges in the U.S. American Exchange, New York Stock Exchange, about 6,000 give or take.
Uh-huh.
We're partying in a handful of them. There's some tickers that are never
Yeah.
going to cross our platform ever. Are going to cross our scanners and gappers, right? We're focused on the stuff that's going to move. So yeah, I think you might see that list expand or get smaller during sometimes, get larger during sometimes, but for the most part, we're picking our section where we're good at, right? We're not going to go ahead and start trading Coca-Cola. We're not going to start trading this ever, probably. And there's worse than this one, right? So we stick to our niche and what we do, and I think you'll be fine. But that did cross my
You
mind.
know,
At one point, I was like, man, might have to go back to
yeah.
work to 9 to 5. What are we doing here?
I feel I
Yeah.
feel I want to say too. I realize I just made a comment, which is a true statement that I said a lot of the boyfriends seem to. I mean, I've got two daughters, so they bring their friends, and then the boyfriends often want to talk trading. I wish that wasn't the case though. I wish there was more women interested in trading because the data shows that on
Mm-hmm.
average, women are better traders.
Yeah.
And there's no reason, there's no value or justification for trading to be a gender specific activity. It doesn't matter. There's no need for it. In fact, temperamentally, generally, again, data shows that women make better traders because they tend to make more balanced decisions when it comes to the stuff. Guys tend to get a little more ego driven
Oh, yeah, I
and
see that.
adrenaline
Yeah.
pumping, right?
Yeah.
And
I could
make
see
bad
that.
decisions as a result. So, anyways, I mean
Yeah.
that's a generalization, but
I could see that.
for so. Carlos,
Yeah, we're
it's
surviving,
finally
man. We're here. It's
it's,
getting
it's finally back to
finally
low
did
day. Look at
something.
that.
Yeah.
Beth, there's always hope, absolutely, and stick with it. We really want to see a lot more women in the trading
Yeah.
community and active, because there's
They
it
make better
absolutely
traders.
is like
Yeah.
yeah, and it's absolutely an opportunity and an environment in which you could thrive. So. We just
Yeah.
want to make sure that we're doing what we can to enable that, not unintentionally implying that this is a guy's game. It's not. Unfortunately, you've got the old bros of Wall Street because that's the paternalistic society
Mm-hmm.
from which we've evolved here, but or still evolving through, I guess. But again, when I just look at it, it's not logical.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, Ben, don't go there, man. It could get very spicy very quickly. uh,
I don't know. I don't know. Can you?
uh,
I'm being that
all
you're
right.
asking the question, I'm guessing that you probably can't truly identify as a trading woman. But anyways,
Hey,
I know you're asking in
uh,
jest. I assume you're asking in jest.
I'm gonna
So.
hold my comments. I want to end the year on a good note with no controversy.
Oh,
Gonna
that's
end the
right. We
year.
did say we are going to avoid. I said I was
You
going to do that.
said you
Yeah,
was gonna avoid it.
I got to work. I got to
I guess
work
get
on
it
it.
out
I got
now.
to
I
work
guess
on it.
get it out now before next year, before
You think?
next trading
Yeah,
day.
maybe.
Yeah, just get it out.
All right. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Gotta love it. Um, good times, good times. Um,
Wow. You really couldn't get that continuation, Carlos, so far. Come on, Tesla. Let's go.
so
I
you're
think
on
it's
Melanie, you're on MU. So Melanie, you're MU short here. What's going on?
wow.
That's nice.
It's just slowly moving
Yeah, it's
here.
grinding lower. Yeah, levels are tough here because you're at a level right now. The next one I'm showing a potential is 283.40. But you're at a level right now. You're just breaking through it. So I'm not sure where you got in, but this is level where you see some support. It's funny, we had this level prior to it being the low of the day. We had this level here. This level came from, I believe, the daily. So yes, it came from, where's the daily? This level came from somewhere. We didn't have this here before, but yeah, you're at a level now. So the next one could be 280.83.40. So we'll see. We'll see if the weakness continues. A lot of it depends on the SPY too, right? Depends on what that wants to do. But yeah. All right. Price on Tesla is coming back here. Let's see if it's going to hold, go lower, or come back and go sideways here for a bit longer. I am MU long. I think it's turning. It could. It could. Depends what your target is, right? It could. But again, all these things are looking like the overall market right now. At least this drop here. This drop. It's funny. A lot of stocks did not follow the SPY on the way up to the VWAP. If you look at the SPY chart. But the minute the SPY does a little dip lower, everything reacts lower. Same thing with Tesla. Tesla did not follow the SPY up. Tesla's doing its own thing. Look at this candle here.
No.
It is doing its own thing. Like, it is weird. But it didn't follow the SPY up. But the minute the SPY started making a new low, it did drop here. So you're seeing that reaction on it. All right, see what Tesla does. Is this a adding opportunity for us on Tesla? I don't know. I don't know. We could add insignificant shares, like Peter says. Add very little off this bounce. I'm gonna add very little. All right, very little. Literally, guys, 20 shares. It's just yeah, very little. Just a tester. Let's see what happens. I would have done it sooner, but when I have to add manual shares, it takes a little bit longer. You got to click, you got to do this. It takes a little bit longer than just hitting the button. So 20 shares just to see if our thought process is where it needs to be.
Okay. All right.
We get back to 452. We'll sell some since we have an extra 20 shares that we can do something with.
All right. Let's do it. Let's do it for Carlos.
Well, the thought process will be that eventually this will be an amount that makes sense, right? So we want to trade in a way like, hey, if we scale this, let's trade in a way that makes sense. So, Mojito, nah, come on. I'm sure it's more than that. I'm sure it's more than that. All right. Let's see if Tesla's going to drop lower. Just a taste. Yeah, I like that. Just a taste. See what it does here. It's like when they bring the bottle of wine over to the table, you know, they give you the cup. Now, I'm not a big wine guy, so I don't know if it's good or bad. If it tastes decent, I'm sure somebody can tell, oh my God, this is aged poorly, right? They could bring the bottle, open it out, they pour it, they give me a little sip. I smell it, I drink it. Give me the bottle, man. I have never said no. Have you said no, Peter, to that? Has anybody ever said, no, this bottle's no good?
No.
Just give me the bottle.
I don't think so.
You know?
I have.
Have you
I've
said
sent
no?
one back, actually. I did send one back.
Okay. How bad? Well, what's wrong with it?
It was a long time ago. It was corked. So sometimes in the old corks, if it's not airtight, it'll vinegar the wine. That's why you do it. In the old days where you get a corked bottle, but it's not very often.
I never had that. So I never had this. It's always been good. I'm like, I like it. So okay. So I guess it maybe in the past that was the thing. But I never got it. Now I don't order wine enough to have a lot of sample sets. That's because
Fair
I guess
enough.
if you order
Fair
wine
enough.
every time you go out to eat, then yeah, I could see you running into some bad ones. Because, for example, like I order the same cigars all the
Yeah.
time, and have had some bad ones. And it's the brand is great; it's a good quality
Yeah.
premium cigar, but hey, they're handmade, so one of them is gonna come out wrong. They're all not gonna come out
Yeah.
perfect. And I have had a cigar that I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, it's one of
Exactly. So in
my
a
favorite ones. And this one, whoever wrote this one,
yeah.
they didn't do it right. They didn't do it right.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, because you get a little gap in it, and you get air that comes in on the
oh,
wrong spot, and
or
it
when
can
they put
really
it too
screw up.
tight, we put it so tight that you're
Okay.
just pulling on it. And like I'm getting a
Can't.
headache just by pulling it. It's just like when they, it's like where's the airflow?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I guess it happens.
That's there you go. So there you go. So it's the same thing. It happens, but it's rare.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it is. It is.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see what this market brings here today. Again, I'm not eager to jump into anything. I'm watching, but it's pretty choppy as we generally had expected. I was hoping to
Yeah,
get a little bit of
yeah.
a move, a move higher or lower, but it doesn't look like it's happening. Might not get much of a final day.
Mm-mm-mm.
Andrew's talking about going to Texas. He wants to put a a meetup in Austin in January.
He's been
So
he's been talking
anybody
about that
out
for a
there?
while. Yeah.
He's always looking to go somewhere, which is cool. There's nothing wrong with that. He's just, I get it. I'm eager to go. I just booked my trip a couple of days ago to go to Aruba, so I'm looking forward to that. That'll be good. So you'll have support Carlos in the beginning of February because I'm going to be on the beach. But
Nice.
that's a problem for future us. I'll worry about that when I get there. So I was very frustrated at missing Thailand with all of you guys. I have to admit. So sitting back here,
Mm.
sitting back here at the home office. Someone had to keep the things going, right?
Yes, yes,
So,
indeed. Um,
I see people checking out already. Some of you, hey, not a bad decision if you're
it's
calling it a
it's
day.
it's it's tough out here.
I get it.
Yeah, to take a new trade, like if I had to take a new trade, I don't see anything. So yeah,
Yeah.
I don't see anything. Santa Rally is canceled. No, we still got to like the third or something, right? Like the first 2 days of trading.
Yep.
So in January, so we
Yep.
still got 2 more days after this one. But yeah, Santa Claus is not
Correct.
showing up here. Not showing up here.
Not dead yet.
Oh, oh. Are we guys? Marv? No, we trade our own money, man. We don't trade for hedge fund. We're trading our own account. So everything you see here is biased to what my
Yeah.
account is doing. Don't follow it. Don't take it as
Yeah.
advice. This is my
Yeah.
own trading. I'm responsible whether I lose or win. It's all me. Um, this is not no hedge fund or somebody else's money. Nope, nope,
Yeah.
nope. So yeah. So the losses do hurt, and the winners are pleasurable. And you'll see it here firsthand. Yeah, because if you train somebody else's money, if I was training somebody else's money, I'd be taking so many trades. I think. Yeah, it's just like, let's try this, let's try that, let's try.
That's the
Like,
problem, right?
no,
You-
no, no way.
But then that wouldn't be your strategy, right? So that's part of the problem.
Yeah, that wouldn't be exactly right, right,
You'd be
right.
modifying because of that, and then that happens all the time. You modify because of conditions, which is besides you need to be licensed, and
Yeah, so it's a
there's all
lot.
these rules, and we don't. That's
Right,
not what
right.
we're looking to do.
Yeah, yep, yep. And then you got to show up when to an
Hmm.
office or whatever, and this and that. And is that really what you want to get into trading, to be stuck? So I don't know about that. Now, if you're, you know, millions and millions of dollar type trader on a hedge fund in downtown, that's a whole different story, right? It's a whole different ballgame. But again, the percentage of those type of traders are very small given the amount of traders, right? It is very, very difficult to be at
Correct.
that level. So be realistic. Be realistic. It's like I was reading something about the amount of people that get into basketball and just kind of some of the fraud stuff that are out there with
Okay.
some of these brands and programs, right? There is a, a
Okay.
million a million basketball players are basically fighting for 7 jobs. Just think about that. And that's how
That's
they
about right.
calculate it.
Yeah.
They went through it through college. They went through this and that, and some of those are not even all stars. Some of them will be sitting on the bench, only making like 150, 200,000 a year, right? Which, so think about that. A million players, basketball players, are applying for 7 jobs. So unless you are extremely incredible, not just in skills but also in physique, you are not making it. I'm just sorry. It's just not gonna
Right.
happen, right? So, um, I get it. Some parents, oh, but you should still be positive. Like I get it. Yeah, still positive and have your kids push whatever. But you know who's gonna make it and who's not, right?
Okay.
It's a very small amount of people that are gonna get those jobs, right? It's gonna be a very,
Right.
very tight group. So, um, it's gonna be very, very difficult. All right, here it is. Tesla is actually moving higher. But again, getting that rejection again. I'll keep my stop. I'm gonna keep my stop 450, 455, 40. Let's see. It still could hopefully go lower. But same with the NFL is even worse, right? NFL is even worse,
Yeah.
right?
We
So
In Canada, we talk NHL, right? Because it's all
mhm.
hockey, mostly hockey, but it's the same thing, right? Like you literally have a million kids that are going for, the same roles. So you always got to say
Yeah, yeah,
it's your chances are pretty low. You got to acknowledge that. And the reality is, it's not always the best players that get the spots. I used to tell my daughter this when she was playing competitive soccer, right? It's not the best
hmm,
players that make the team; it's the best promoted players. And you have to
true.
remember that
Yeah,
people
yeah,
are people at the end of the day, right? Like there's uh there's all the politics that come with it. You might not want to admit it, but the reality is, right? There's political pressures, there's, being seen by the team, the coach doesn't know about you, they're not going to play or
yeah,
put you on the team. So you got to there's a lot of sort of other things that go on to make it possible to be successful in
yeah,
that realm. So,
yep. Absolutely. Like my son is into basketball, and man, we take him
right?
to the basketball. He's in a camp, whatever, not a camp, but like a program every Sunday. And I just tell him, man, just go out there and have
Right.
fun. Just have fun. Like, just have fun. Don't worry about whether you
Yeah.
miss. Just go and have fun. And if it becomes something, hey, if you want to follow through and become something, we'll do it. But he's not. I'm not having that conversation with him yet. But that's
Right.
the conversation I will have. If he wants to continue, hey, we'll go as far as you want to go. But when you're done with it, if you are, just have fun. That's the most important thing. So,
Mm.
at his age right now, at least. So, who's his favorite NBA player? I mean, Curry, man. The kids are looking at the players are there now, right? So he's not thinking of like
Mm.
Michael Jordan. He barely mentions LeBron. For him,
No.
is Stephen Curry, and he likes his Antoine. I think it is. Uh, uh, what's his name? I forget his name. He's also likes him. So yeah.
There you go.
So yeah. Rasheed Wallace. Yeah, man. The NBA is my favorite sport, but man, it has changed so much. Definitely quite different than what it was back in the days. Um, Friends, don't forget today we're giving a funded account away. So giveaway when Andrew comes on in a couple of minutes here. So stick around for that. So funded account,
Mm.
and we only have 600 something viewers left. So your chances are a lot higher today than any
Yeah.
other day.
Chances are better today. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because people are bailing out. and you're probably upset that I'm talking about it because it's gonna make some people want to stick around. but but yeah, it's your chances are a lot better today. Only 641 people in chat. That's the lowest it's been around this time, given the holidays, obviously. So your chances are very, very high today, and they're probably gonna be very high on Friday, right? So Friday, same thing. Another great day for these giveaways. So stick around, sign up. If you're sticking around, sign up to the Lambos and Garbage Truck family. You can do so by heading over to YouTube and clicking on our page. Click on join, and for $5 a month, you get access to a bunch of cool stuff, plus the daily giveaway for the free funded account from Trading Terminal.
All right, my 10:30 alarm went off. We're an hour into this market, and other than that open trade, I still have nothing. Carlos, you're still nursing the second trade of the day, and it's just
Uh,
it's not cooperating really, is it?
uh, yeah, it's not
Just
cooperating. Is it only for Lambos and garbage trucks? Yes, it is for only for Lambos and garbage trucks. It's kind of a way for us to give back for the support that we get from these guys, right? For the channel. Saida
yeah,
Panorama. Welcome to Lambos and Garbage Truck
panorama, yeah. Welcome.
2275. Yeah. And yeah, so cause you long I'm short. I'm short Tesla. I'm short Tesla. So we're short here, parceled here. We added barely like 20 shares just to kind of get into the adding situation here. And next year we're gonna be doing this, and we're looking to see if we can get lower. Our stop is 450 right here, 455.40. We'll see if we can continue to get some pressure. It keeps coming up here, and again, there's some kind of 455, some kind of selling pressure right here. That's why I put my stop 40 cents higher than that. I think it might get hit, but there's some kind of just barrier here on Tesla, man. Every time it comes up here, it finds some pressure. I'm not saying we cannot break through it, but there's just some kind of pressure there on this stock. And who do we have? We have Edward No Motion. Welcome to the Lambos and Garbage Truck family, my friend. Good to have you. See, there it is. See, it's just that there's some kind of wall at 455. Look at the rejection again here. I don't know if it's Tesla rejecting or if it's the SPY pushing it lower because the SPY is starting to sell off a little bit aggressive now.
I think
So it could be,
I mean, I think this
combination.
level is specifically Tesla. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's being aided
Yep.
by the market, but I think that level is specifically a
Oh,
Tesla
yeah.
thing. Yeah. It makes
455
sense,
and up.
right? It's sort of a
Yep.
whole dollar number.
Yeah.
So
Look at that, back below the
I don't.
VWAP again. So we'll stick around. So I'm going to keep this 440, 455.40. Let's see
Yeah.
if we're able to do anything. Our chances for it to do anything gets lower and lower as we get later in the day, especially on this special day. Friends, I see Andrew and Brian are getting ready to hop on here. If we don't talk to you guys, we'll be in
They're
chat.
coming on over.
But have an amazing
Andrew doesn't
new
think we can
year.
be trusted.
Why?
Gotta come over here. Keep an eye on us. He thinks you're
All right.
giving away stuff without him. So
Wait until we give away his Lambo.
someone can take over the lease.
He's not driving it as much. I mean, he turned it on. Andrew, how long was the Lambo sitting there before you actually turned it on and gave it some love? How long was
2 months, man. I thought that the battery is dead. Like I've been
Oh,
paying $10,000 a month on a car that I'm not driving. Can you believe that? Like such a
that is
waste of
yeah.
resources. How are you doing, guys? How are you, Peter? What are you giving away cars without my permission?
I'm giving away
Told ya.
funded accounts every day.
Fun.
He
All
said he
right.
was going to
Yes.
wait for you. Don't worry.
All right.
Yes,
Peter, how
yes.
was your trading day?
I had one trade short on Tesla right at the open, and other than that, the market's gone so choppy that I'm just watching at this point. So just the one for me.
Nice. I had an okay day too. I had a good scalp on NVDA. I had three trades on NVDA. One scalp right at the open, 1 minute open range breakout with the help of Market Atlas. And then I went back in there. I lost some money in there. And we did with Brian, we did trade a double bottom on that, bounce back to 189. But it was a pretty small scalp. So overall, I made only $3,000. So um, uh, that's uh, that's my day, and I guess we're sitting with the rest of our positions here, sitting doing nothing. The market is really, really flat. Like it's very difficult to find any direction. Like this is the most
Yeah.
disgusting chart I've ever seen in Tesla.
And Carlos is
Yeah,
trying to short Tesla. He's been in it for a while, so
I've got
okay.
a, a trade on with the SPY right now, 685 calls. I've already taken a partial. I basically took that off the pivot level S3. It seemed to hold there. So still holding a little bit of that position. But yeah, I got another nice short at the open on Tesla today.
Yeah, NVDA looks like we also have the market atlas open in the chat room for YouTube people that you don't see. Based on the market atlas, we can see, the liquidity, the orders as you see here. The 189 was a level that got hit. 189.30 now. There's 188 level here. So the atlas is really indecisive. If anything, it's bearish down here. So I don't want to really trade anything at this moment. And again, when there's nothing to trade, guys, don't trade. It's just nothing going on.
Yeah, I think I'm going to get out of the SPY trade. It doesn't seem like I'm still green on it. As far as silver goes, yeah, we got a CMA again raised their. I guess they didn't get the desired effect yesterday or day before, raising the margin requirements. So I think they raised them again. So again, we're getting a sell-off based on that margin requirements. Honestly, I was looking at it on the weekend. If you were watching my swing trade videos, oh, okay, the SPY is going to come up after all. Okay, if you watch my swing trade video on the weekend, which I do, yeah, I was mentioning that silver was just going parabolic, very extended from moving averages. So I did end up exiting some of my silver position just because it was just so extended. Um, so we're getting a bit of a pullback here. I still think gold and silver um, are long-term holds. You're going to get, there's going to be a lot more debt floated in the market, probably 2026. Um, still, still, the whole fundamental reason for that gold's been going up and silver. And the other thing is silver does have some industrial uses in some of the new age economy, um, like batteries and solar
Yeah,
panels, that kind
military.
of stuff. So I still think there's I still think there's a fundamental case to hold gold and silver. It's just that the stocks and the whole and the commodity itself was just going ballistic. I'm getting out of the rest of this now. So I think we're due for a consolidation.
We decided to have a meetup in January in Austin, January 17, the weekend of January 17. And of course, we're going to be trading live
Yeah.
on Vegas Money Show in February 23rd. So Money Show. So we're going to do the live trading sessions in Money Show, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. So 3 hours. Money Show, they gave us a room with internet and everything. February 23rd. And we're going to have a meetup in Austin, in Texas, for January 17. We're gonna send the information for the people, guys, and then maybe we can do something. We're thinking of doing it maybe a half-day activity, maybe going to a shooting range or something fun in Austin if members are coming. So we're gonna put the sign up links. I think that's nice because January is a place I like to travel in. I don't want to stay in Vancouver for too long in January. Peter, are you coming to Vegas or Austin if you put a meetup? I know John is
Uh,
coming to Austin and Jared.
I don't know. I just first time hearing about Austin, so that would be interesting. Vegas, I hadn't thought about it. I was more focused. I'm going to Aruba at the beginning of February, but now that I know it's at the end, that is something that I could potentially make.
Don't
So
you have
yeah,
a place in Vegas? I thought you have a
I've got a
place.
timeshare that I can book. So
Yeah,
it's
nice.
not a place I own. So
Can I stay there too?
sure, we'll
All right,
book the
so
party room.
hmm?
I'll book a big party room. It'll be
Big
great.
party room, yeah. Is this timeshares are useful? I know it was big in 10 years ago, but do people actually use it? I never really signed up for that.
Yeah, I was skeptical. I haven't ended up using it, but it's like my kids and friends and stuff use it, so I find it useful. I'm not sure that it's totally worth the money. You'd have to get a very specific one, I think. I got lucky, I think, with the one that I'm in. So, but yeah, I do use it.
Okay, good. Well, Happy New Year, guys, everybody. I know I think in Japan and Australia, New Zealand, they're all already in 2026. So tell us what happens for you if you're over there. How is it in 2026? Tell us the future.
How's 2026 looking?
Is it the bull market or is it the bear market? So for Vegas, just sign up Money Show Vegas 2026. The links will come up. Um,
Yeah, there
the
is.
Money Show does not trade, so people don't do in Money. Money Show is more like a conference presentation, but they asked me to do the live trading, so we do the live trading in there. So I think it would be probably the first time. That's why it's 6 a.m. In Vegas. They wanted to do it in Toronto, but I couldn't do the Toronto time, so they had to do it in Vegas. But it's 6 a.m., so wake up, wake up. Or don't sleep. It's Vegas. You can just gamble, drink, and then come and trade, and then
Just
because in
go.
Just don't
Vegas
sleep.
exactly,
That's right.
yeah.
Just go.
That's right. Don't
Yeah, just
sleep,
go
and you don't
right
have
from
to
the.
wake up early. It's great.
Yeah, just go right from the craps table.
Yeah,
Craps table
why not?
to the market. Lose money with dignity.
That's the spirit, Brian.
Yeah. Um, Austin would
Yeah, someone
be, I
mentioned.
think, January 17. I'm gonna put it in the newsletter, and I'm gonna put a sign up RSVP, depending on how many people come, because we have quite a few traders in Texas. Maybe we book a shooting range or something to spend some time together, because I don't want to go to a pub and drink. Like it would be nice to do something together. Maybe in the
Yeah,
afternoon of Saturday, we can go to a shooting range. There's some really good restaurants in Austin as well, like really, really good food. We can do after that. Um,
I'm sure you can find a shooting range. You go axe throwing. You could, I don't know,
extra, yeah. I had some really amazing time in Texas.
go cow rustling. Go to a rodeo. Get yourself.
Yeah,
So dude is
we'll have
asking,
yeah, it'll be
go
a
ahead.
BBT meetup. Yeah, we'll usually if we travel to a city, we'll arrange for a time and place to meet whoever wants to show up. You don't have to be a BBT member. Anybody is welcome, or everybody's welcome.
So dude is asking a question. How much was the percentage of like, I'm usually mostly a long trader. I think like 80% of my trades are long, 20% of them are short. So I'm mostly a long bias trader.
Yeah,
I'm the opposite.
I would say I'm mostly a short bias trader, and it was funny because this morning Andrew Andrew went long NVIDIA and I went short Tesla, which I even commented in the room. That's sort of typical of us. I'd find a stock to go short. He'd find one to go long. So
You're mostly short trader, yes, Brian?
I'd say more so,
Yeah.
more inclined to take a short than a long, although you have to obviously have to be flexible. Yeah, someone raised an interesting point about silver, and I had forgotten about this, but yeah, China has added silver to their list of rare earth elements that they're limiting export of, or at least they're planning to. So I don't know. I wouldn't have associated, China as being a heavy exporter of silver, because I think there's a lot of other places in the world that has gold and silver, like Africa and South America, and Mexico has huge silver deposits. So even Canada has a lot of gold and silver. Yeah, we may come to Toronto just a little later in the year. Market's still selling off here. There's still no enthusiastic buyers. And Tesla's sort of trying to crawl its way up here, fighting the trend.
So the
There's a
plan
big
for
one.
tonight,
There's
somebody
some,
asking you to yeah, question. Sorry, go
yeah.
ahead, Brian.
Yeah, I was just going to say there's the order book on Tesla. Looking at Atlas looks a little bit bullish, actually. Looks like
Okay, so
big
this is
order
what I
at
want to do.
457.
Bullish on Tesla.
Yeah,
Ah, oh yeah.
yeah, it's low volume. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean we've just got. I mean these 2 weeks, they're short trading weeks. They're typically weeks that people don't people take time off. Yesterday was the last day to, if you were going to do tax loss selling, that was the last day. Yesterday was the last day you could do it. So any trades you do today sort of are officially 2026 trades, because of this. The settlement date will be on January 2nd.
Andrew, were you about to tell us what you're going to do for New Year's Eve?
I
We want to
signed up
know.
for a sauna and cold plunge session. There's this sauna and cold plunge. I really like sauna and cold plunge. There's this
Okay.
session that they have for the new year. So for 3 hours. So for the new year, I think I'm probably gonna be in the sauna and cold plunge. Like there's this place that I love that I go. They have this special session. So I sign up for that. What about you,
Wow.
Peter? What are you gonna do?
Wow. Is that the place you took us to when we were there?
It's very similar. It's a different one. It's better. The one that we
Okay.
went together, yeah, but it's very similar concept. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Well, my daughter's here. Her boyfriend's coming into town, so I think my youngest is going out with a bunch of friends, but the our middle daughter and her boyfriend, we're gonna stay home, so we're not going out. We had an
Oh,
invite to a friend's cottage, but we said we just wanted to take it easy.
take it easy. Yeah. Yeah. So, what about you, Brian? What do you do for the new year?
Uh, got some neighbors that have been friends for about 30 years. So I think we're going to go over there, have dinner, a few drinks, play some cards probably, or some games.
Hmm. What's your card
Trade.
game? What do you guys play?
Uh, well,
Gin,
usually it's when
gin,
we go over
gin
there,
rummy, euchre?
we play. Yeah, we play euchre, but there's
Yeah.
going to be I think there's going to be 6 or 8 people there, so I won't be able to play euchre.
Got to play Screw Your Neighbor
So
then or something. One of those.
yeah, exactly. Too many Himu.
All right. Well, Carlos, looks like his trade on Tesla's finally maybe going to come to an end. We'll see if it jumps any higher here.
Yeah, I'm just giving my stop 455.40 comes up there. That's the stop for me. So I'll just leave it. Let's see what
Okay.
happens. This 455 level, man, just keeps selling down. There's something here for sure on Tesla.
Mm-hmm.
Are you long
You're
Tesla?
long Tesla?
No, no, I'm
He's
short. I'm short.
He's been
Took a
short for
partial
like an
already
hour
and just
now.
waiting to see if we get any lower.
So I'm looking at it thinking if it looks like it's long to me,
Well, let me know when you
but
go long. I'll sell you my
it's just
shares.
but I'm not taking that trade. It just feels too way too choppy right now. Wow, and the markets are heading lower, so I'm not especially not inclined to take a long trade right now.
Mm-hmm.
You're not buying into Optimus.
No, I'm for it. I like Tesla, man. But I like trading it short here, so we'll see.
I don't know.
Carlos, did you
It looks kind of
yesterday? Yesterday, are we on X again today?
We're always
Yes, we
on X
are.
now. Yes.
Okay, all right, just making sure. So yesterday you sent a message to Elon suggesting that he make a trunk monkey, that you wanted to see robots in the car that would a robot in the trunk that could get out and like do things for you. Did he get any
yeah.
answer from him?
Change your
No, he didn't
change
respond.
your
I'll
He didn't
tag him here again and
respond.
say
Yeah,
hello. Did
that's
you get
disappointing.
my message?
like, like if you
Yeah,
get a flat tire, it would get out and change it for you.
exactly. Just a robot that
Yeah.
would jump out of the. Again, do you remember the old trunk monkey, Brian? That was a great set of ads.
Uh,
They were.
no, I don't remember that.
No, there was a car
Trunk
dealer
monkey.
that put on these ads that basically they said their cars come with a trunk monkey.
Oh,
Anyways,
okay.
they were
Must have
quite
been
hilarious.
it.
Literally,
Must be a.
literally it was a monkey that lived in the trunk that got out and like it beat up criminals or changed your tire for you or did whatever, and you just
Oh, okay.
get a robot
Oh, it
version of
must
it.
be. Could have must have been an Ottawa thing.
No, it was out of the States somewhere. It was viral back when the interweb started back in the day.
Okay.
What happened at 10 o'clock today that US dollar started getting stronger? Is there any number came up today? I know it was jobless claim today. Yeah?
Yeah,
No.
that was at
Yeah, we
8:30.
had
We didn't have any
jobless.
economic data. Yeah.
I think at 10 o'clock, no? Yeah.
No, no, nothing at 10.
Because the US dollar started rallying. Yeah, the market is really flat, guys. Really, this is the flattest I've ever seen. So unless you have a strategy, you probably shouldn't be around trading. Like as
No,
soon as my time is up, I'm gonna leave because there is nothing going on here right now.
Yeah, nothing to
it's
see
pretty
here.
quiet.
Nothing to see. The only thing, the reason that I came here is because if I don't show up, Peter is our, HR. He manages people presence. So,
Yeah,
oh.
don't make me write in your
Don't
file
mess.
again.
So
Yeah,
Peter,
don't mess
I
with
want
the
to have a
star.
question, Peter. What was the highlight of your 2025? This is a serious question. What was the highlight of your 2025 in terms of trading? What did you learn?
In terms of trading, okay. I mean, there's no specific trade that I would point to, but in terms of trading, frankly, it was starting to trade the open. being here in the morning has caused me to focus on the open. It's the first time in a couple of years I've actually changed my trading strategy and style and added something new to it. So it's been a good learning experience, and it reminded me how tough it is to learn a new trading strategy. So I think that's sort of been the highlight. It's a good reminder sometimes because you do this for a while and you get into habits, right? And then it's interesting when you start to try something new and you realize, okay, how tough it really is and the focus you really have to put on building a new strategy and a new approach. So that would be my personal trading highlight.
What was the biggest loss that you had in 2025?
Biggest single loss, like single trade loss?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really have one because I'm very good at stopping on my stops. So, I mean, I had a bunch of my max loss. So I guess my biggest loss was $200 because that's where my stop loss is. So I don't think once did I ever break it this year. So that's good.
Nice. So what are you looking for in 2026? What's the trading wise and person, you know, something that you want to share with people? What do you want to do for
Well,
2026?
we were
Heading
talking
forward.
about this earlier. I think, yeah, my trading objectives for the year are well, I had two trading related objectives, Andrew. The first one was to focus more on the open. I want to perfect that, and I want to get less. I'm very fearful. I'm risk adverse at the open. So rather than taking too many trades, I take too few. So I need to take all the trades that I see, and that's been a constant problem in my trading. So I'm going to focus there. The second one, I think you can appreciate. I want to create less controversy. So don't try and like goad me on. I'm trying to be good. I want to try and like just just focus on the markets and not create so many problems. So that's my goal.
Awesome. Well, it was great, really pleasure trading with you in 2025 with everybody.
Appreciate that.
It was really amazing. For me, it was a great year. The highlight of my 2025, if someone says what was the highlight, it was the TEDx conference that we had. It was just amazing. Like it was a 3 days conference, a lot of traders, so much fun. It was just one of the best moments of my life in that time. I had the biggest loss of my life also in the Liberation Day. It happened to be exactly around the same time, April 2nd, which again, over leveraging and these policy changes makes events of abnormal volatility. But looking forward to 2026, 2026 would be interesting because this new changes in the market that they want to be 24 hours and stuff. So we're going to see how it kind of impact our strategies. I don't think it's going to impact that much, but it will be interesting to see. Um, I think the next year is, I don't know if 2026 is the election year or the next year after, but that could impact the market as well. Um, so that was amazing. And I'm thinking of actually having, instead of one retreat, maybe you can have two retreats per year. So one in December that we did in Thailand, and maybe another one, different part of the world. Maybe I was thinking of Africa, South Africa, or somewhere in Africa. We do a VBT retreat. That would be really
Wow,
cool.
that'd be cool.
That would be really cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Or Morocco or something like that.
Yeah, I really
Trading in
regret missing
America.
the one in Thailand. So the Thailand one sounded awesome. It's the first time I've ever missed one of the BBT trips, and I got to say they're usually a highlight of the year. So
Yeah.
anybody
Why
out
did you
there?
miss it? Your wife didn't allow you to come? Because people were
No,
asking me. I
no.
wasn't.
I I just said that when we did the last one, and I was away right before Christmas, and I'd actually tacked on a personal trip because I played in a poker tournament, and I was in Vegas for a while. So I'd promised my wife at that time that I wouldn't go on the next one, and that was the next one. So that was. It's not that she didn't allow me. I made a promise. I wanted to keep my
Why
promise.
didn't you come with her? She didn't want to come?
She had to work. She didn't want to take the time off work. So
Um, yeah, I don't know. She doesn't like me either that much. I know, but
that's
Yeah.
absolutely not true.
This whole this whole work thing just gets in the way of all the fun.
Actually, the funny thing is, Andrew, she actually likes you a lot. She doesn't always think you're the best influence, but she likes you a
oh, really? Yeah. I mean, if she
lot.
doesn't like me, I don't blame her. Like, you know how I am. I'm always making bad jokes and saying
Well,
bad words and stuff.
she's worried about her daughters.
I know. I'm actually worried about her daughter as well. All right, so I'm not going to make that joke.
Let
I
it
know,
all out now,
Nathan, you're
guys.
here.
Let it all out now so we
Um,
can start the year correctly. Let it out.
Start the year fresh. Yeah, yeah.
all right, so Nathan is here. Nathan, you're coming to Vegas, yes? Trading with us live?
Yes, I am. Yeah, I was actually
Perfect.
trying to get my ticket for the money show just a few minutes ago. It looks like I could call him or something.
What do you mean ticket? There's no ticket for Money Show.
Oh, I
He
don't
was
need a ticket
registered.
then for them?
No, for not for the conference.
Oh,
Hotel, I get it for you. You just need the flight.
okay.
I
Yeah,
actually booked it.
I
We're
already
staying in
got the flight.
Paris. We're staying in Paris, so and the conference is in Paris. So
Yeah, I've stayed there before. It's nice.
yeah, it's nice. So we're gonna go to Paris in Vegas. Guys, Happy New Year! It was a really
Happy
great
New Year
year
to
for
all of you
me.
too.
And some
It's
of
been
you
great.
already in the chat room already in 2026. For those of you who are in the future, tell us how it is. And it was really great year for me, and I'm really grateful to have this community to trade with. It really, I wake up every morning to come to join the chat room. It's not about the money; it's about just being part of a community and building something cool together. Like the Atlas and Trading Terminal that we're building, and the whole community and education and everything that we're building together is really amazing. I'm not really fascinated about, money or just, running it like, for IPO or something. It's just we're building something cool like Wikipedia. The whole world is building an encyclopedia. Like I like that. I really fascinates me. I'm really grateful for every single one of you guys for coming, sharing, spending your time, energy, and sharing your time and journey with us. So we'll see you next year. Tomorrow market is
Yeah.
closed. Friday I will be trading.
Yeah.
We want to do the giveaway.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry, I'm just jumping in.
Yes, let's do it.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Hashtag fund it, guys. So hashtag fund it. No, yeah, hashtag fund. Yeah, hashtag fund it for the giveaway. Go ahead, Brian. You were saying something.
Oh, I was just saying Happy New Year to everybody, you included.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Yeah, what are your big plans, Carlos? You know, you always have huge plans on New Year's, right?
No. Actually, it's hashtag BBT, guys. So sorry. It's hashtag BBT. I messed it up here. No big plans for me. I'm like, why is nobody joining? It's hashtag BBT. All right, there it is.
Hashtag
That's
BBT,
happening.
guys. Hashtag BBT. Carlos is misleading people. That's
Misleading
what you
Already
teach people in
celebrating.
onboarding.
Already
That's why.
celebrating.
This is
That's why
like
they're losing.
It's like the daycare in Minnesota's right now. This is what's happening here. All right.
Learning center.
Oh my goodness.
You
But
going
no,
to
Nathan,
Vegas,
no
Carlos?
plans for me, man. Just gonna hang out with my brother and the kids and just
Nice.
no big plans. It's gonna be cold today for the New Year's ball drop. It's gonna be freezing
Oh,
out there,
yeah.
man. So if you're planning to go to that, make sure you bundle up. It's gonna be brutal today. So
I plan on just going skiing. I have night skiing here off the mountain we live off of. So go do a little bit of that, maybe grab some dinner and go to bed early. I doubt we'll make it to midnight. It's too late.
Yep. All right, guys, here we go. It looks like we got everyone already. And the winner for the funded account today is going to Leon Lee 123. Congratulations, my friend. You're the winner.
Congratulations, brother.
And again, if you didn't win, we'll do it every single day, guys. So we'll do it again on Friday. We'll see you then. So congrats, Leon. Email me, carlos@bearwoodtraders.com.
All right, guys, all the best. I'm handing it over to Nathan
All
and
right, guys.
Brian in YouTube and
Have a good
chat
one,
room.
everyone.
Paris and Carlos is coming. Paris and Gary, sorry. Ciao.
See you.
Ciao, guys.
See you next year.
All right. How are you guys? Carlos, do you have my screen?
Let me check. I don't see it up
check.
yet. Refresh it. It should come
Yeah,
right
I
up
need to-
once you do that.
We don't know if it pops up for you. All right. So how are we today, YouTube? How you guys been doing on the last day of the year? I'm actually ready for 2026. I'm actually really, really excited. 2025 was by far my best year trading. And I'm pretty sure 2026 will be my best year, next year. So that's kind of what you're looking forward to. But since no Dr. V today, I you guys may or may not know this. I've been a licensed pharmacist for 22 years now, and I worked, 20 years as a pharmacist before I started doing trading professionally, full time. And so let's kind of continue with the whole like Wellness Wednesday and psychology stuff, and let's do some biohacking. What do you guys want to know? I know more about the body than I do about trading. And so I am also a biohacker. I like things that are more natural. So I look for more natural substances and things to do rather than trying to go to medications and other stuff. But so I've got a lot of knowledge, and I especially, I sit here all day, like understanding, how my body works, the things that are going through, and those stress hormones are kicking in, that adrenaline kicking in, that heart rate kicking in. So like I have things that I do and I rely on that really help kind of keep that at bay, just keep me calm and centered. And so I want to talk to you guys today. What are you interested in? What are you interested in kind of hacking with your body to become a better trader? So let's see. Oh, you're in Michigan on vacation? Nice, man. We better get this one. Out of all the wins for the last couple of years, like we really need this one today. Let's see. Been short MES, nice. Happy New Year. What do I think of the keto lifestyle? So I love the fact that you can hack your body to live and have energy off really any type of fuels. And so when you're getting into that keto diet and that keto lifestyle, what you're doing is you're training your metabolism to start relying and burning on fat for energy instead of just completely relying constantly on sugars. Your body's going to start to just take that fat that's been stored up and start to use that as energy and start to break that down. And that takes a lot of calories to do, for one. And second, it's a great source of energy. You get nine calories per a gram of fat. And, you're looking at 4 for protein and sugars. And you're also not getting that inflammation. So when you eat simple sugars, so like just standard regular table sugar or any type of high fructose corn syrup, sugary drinks or anything, those start to mess with your insulin and how your insulin's released into your body. And it can cause a lot of inflammation. Those sugars, especially high fructose corn syrup, is one of the worst things you could put in your body. It will cause just a huge amount of inflammation within there. And inflammation is what starts everything that we look at as disease. It really all starts a lot from inflammation, cancers, and things like that. So I love being metabolically flexible. So for a long time, I went on a keto diet, and I went on some fasting and did some other things. And my body can now basically, I'd done it for so long, like my body can do either. Like if I don't eat any really carbohydrates all day long, I'm fine just running on fat because my body knows how to switch over from each. So I think just in the terms of becoming metabolically flexible, a keto diet is fantastic. Just so you start to train your body to be able to use fat and sugars. I cannot eat all day and I can go ski for 2 or 3 hours because my body knows how to burn my fat in order to get energy. And, I don't need to eat anything, and it's just great. Having that flexibility, I think is very key, So let's see. Catch up. Let's roll through and go through. Do I work out before trading? Man, if I could change anything about me, it would be that I wish I was a morning person. I do very well in the evening with like thinking and getting things done, and sometimes that makes me stay up just too late. so I can't get up in time to work out. But I am trying. One of my things going into next year is to start getting up early. I usually get up around 6:15 Mountain Time, and I want to start getting up earlier. Around 5:30, and we've got a Peloton up here, just by my office, up in our loft, and I want to start getting on that in the morning. And yes, I do feel better, and I know I feel better when I get up and I get active in the morning. My brain functions so much better. I wake up so much quicker, and I overall throughout the day I feel better. And I do want to try to get back into that. But man, I'm just a night person, and sometimes I just start to stay up late. I'm working on stuff or spending time, with my fiance and my family, and then I forget what time it is, and it's 11 o'clock. Crap, I can't get up early tomorrow, and I have to sleep in a little bit. But I do. I think working out in the morning, getting that blood flowing, getting that adrenaline in, getting all of those toxins and everything out that may still be flowing around from sleeping, and then start trading. I think that's the way to do it. I think working out early in the morning before you start to take on the market is definitely the way to go. What vitamin do I need to get my dad? I would say if he's over 50, just get the Centrum Silver, or just the generic one. I mean, vitamins like that have been around for so long that, sorry, my throat is still dry from being sick. Vitamins like that have been around for so long that just get the Centrum Silver generic that's available at your store and have him take that. And then, of course, he probably needs to just go get some blood tests, see if he's low in anything. So you're going to want to focus on vitamin D levels. You're going to focus on iron. Trying to think of anything else. Just really just getting a blood test just to check over everything. Just making sure that all of those nutrients and everything are right. And if he does need any, type of supplement, they'll usually just prescribe that, or you can just go grab it over the counter. But, a blood test is going to be the best. But other than that, just get the Centrum Silver and have him take that every day. What are my thoughts on automating your trading strategy using a bot to reduce mental fatigue? Thor is on a mission to do that, and I am trying to help him as much as I can to get it done as fast as possible. Because an automated trading strategy that just hits and you just have to watch it, that is the goal. So not even like the iPad lifestyle, but the automated trading lifestyle is kind of what I would be looking for. And I'm waiting for him to get it done and figure it out. I wish I knew more about programming. I could probably take care of it. Let's see, what supplements do I take? I probably take a little bit too many. I feel like my supplements in the morning are a little bit of a meal, but just a multivitamin, just a regular multivitamin. I'll add a little bit of vitamin D in there, maybe every 2 or 3 days. I'll just take some vitamin D. And mostly I'll do that when I'm not getting outside. I play outside a lot. I go skiing and biking, so I'm out in the sun a lot. So I don't really need a vitamin D supplement, but if I've been in the house, for a few days and not really gotten outside, I'll make sure I take some. A good B complex vitamin. Make sure you got those B complex vitamins in there. And then I like to take, it's called N-acetylcysteine is one that I like to take. And then the L-theanine, just to kind of help, calm everything down and make sure that I'm on an even level. So, and then I have some other ones I take in there. I take creatine just for working out and staying healthy. Got some amino acids. I always throw some amino acids in my water just to make sure I'm always getting the protein and everything that I need. And, really just eating healthy. I'm trying to get most of my nutrients and everything from good food. Let's see. The effects of dopamine in trading. So dopamine is the reward chemical. It's a great chemical in your body. It basically tells you that you're doing a good job. This was good. We want to keep doing this. It can really help you build muscle memory. It can really help with memories altogether. Dopamine, having good dopamine levels. That means when you sleep at night, you should sleep well. That should help some with your sleeping, and then also help with memory retention. So dopamine's great. It's great for thinking. Like, you really use it. It's an awesome chemical. But when you become dependent on that to feel good. You don't have is so if the only dopamine boost and the dopamine hit you get all day is other than when you're eating is when you're trading, winning or losing, that's not good. That's not using that dopamine release responsibly. If some people just, it doesn't matter winning a trade or losing a trade, they just want the dopamine hit. Just being in a trade just gives them the dopamine hit, and they're not willing to just be patient and wait for their setup. They just want that dopamine hit right now, regardless of what the outcome would be, regardless of what is going on in the market. But more or less, you need to have that dopamine come from your trading system. Following your system needs to give you that dopamine hit. I would say from a good trading day, it won't really hit me for any type of like dopamine hit or anything, or feel anything really about my trading. Just trying to be objective with it, but then being subjective and kind of getting that dopamine boost until the day's done. Because I've got other stuff I've got to work on, other stuff I got to do, and I can't just get like today. I've had a good day, end of the day really well, but it's just what I expect. It's just what my system usually delivers. But at the end of the day, I'll feel good about it. But right now I'm still working, I'm still here with you guys. We're still talking about all of this. I still have other things that I need to do. So I'm not done working, yet. When I'm done working, then I'll feel good about my whole day, not just necessarily my trading system. You just don't want that dopamine hit just to get to you just because you're in a trade. It needs to be from doing something good, following your strategy. So you took your trade where you were supposed to take it, when you were supposed to take it. That should feel good. You stopped out when you were supposed to. That should feel good. It should all relate to it. It shouldn't just be because you're in a trade and you're getting that dopamine hit, and then you get a big winner, and then you want another dopamine hit like that. That's starting to get into that addiction part of it. When you're chasing the dopamine hit, that's where it starts to get dangerous. It's not a problem to have it, but it needs to be in the context of overall with your system. Let's see. Prince, Happy New Year. Best wishes. Nice. I love that you guys talk to each other in here. And you guys are really forming like a lot of great friendships. It's the one thing I think I've mentioned this to you guys before is when you're trading, especially when you start to do this professionally, it's really there are firms and everything you can go work at if you want to. You could move to New York and go work for SMB. But for me, I live way up in the mountains of Colorado. I mean, we're rural. I don't know anybody up here that trades. So it becomes a very lonely profession or a very lonely hobby or side hustle. And that's where I feel like places like Bearable Traders, and even coming in here to the YouTube channel and being with your friends all day and talking with them and learning. I just love this. I just love that you guys do this. You're talking back to each other. So I really love it. I'm just seeing that in here, and I just wanted to mention that to you guys. Let's see. Use Pivot. I read the book, but I'm not sure all the time I use them does not work. The pivots, is a dually G? The pivots aren't going to work every time. There's not a trading system out there that hits 100% of the time, every time. So that's where your risk management comes in. And that's where your journaling comes in. You need to set your stop, have your stop identified first, and then identify your entry. Because that's what Thor does. Thor identifies his stop first, and then his entry is based upon that risk from that stop. Like his risk is the first thing he looks at. And then he takes his entry based upon what that risk is. He's not taking the entry just because it's at a cam. Part of that, after watching the VPA and the reaction, part of that is based on like his long here off S6 would have been probably, I bet he would have placed his stop probably somewhere down here a little bit. But then his risk for that dollar amount, I think he's at 500 now, would have been based off of this area. My stop would have been right there at the low of day. Like that's where my stop off. And then that entry would have been based off of probably about 20 points or so off of that stop is about where I would have based my entry. So, that's also part of it. And you take that stop out and you're also willing to get in lower to get back in and still target those same areas. So, the risk part of it and the journaling part of it is what starts to develop your trade book in your system. Like you need to have the data, you need to have the trades, and if it's not working, what do you need to adjust and what do you need to look at, and then go from there. Let's see. Stevia. I think stevia is great. I can't remember. I thought I heard something about blood sugar regulation in stevia, or it was one of the sweeteners. Dragon fruit is actually a really, really good one. And that's even something that you can get as a fruit itself, like frozen at the store. I would highly recommend that. Dragon fruit is great. But I'm pretty sure, I can't remember if it was stevia or one of them, that it was still an artificial sweetener, but it did have effects on, insulin levels and sugar levels. But the dragon fruit, honestly, dragon fruit's a really, really good one. It also has like a lot of fiber in it. New reports are showing that inflammation is more of a contributing factor for heart disease. Inflammation is more of a contributing factor to everything. Cancer, heart disease. I mean, really anything you want to think of, inflammation. You get arthritis. Arthritis is going to come from inflammation. And that's essentially what arthritis is. If you have rheumatoid arthritis or you have some sort of autoimmune disease, cutting down inflammation is going to drastically improve that. And so you're talking about especially things you eat and you consume. So wheat and gluten. I know people don't have celiac, you don't have sometimes a problem with it, eat it, but it is causing inflammation within your body. I don't think there's anyone anymore with the wheat we have today that doesn't have some sort of inflammation caused from gluten. Dairy is another huge one. There's a very, very, very small percentage of the population that can eat dairy, and it does not impact them and does not impact their inflammation. But to everybody else, you're going to have inflammation with dairy products. And then you're talking about, like we talked about, the sugars and those kind of things. Let's see, what else? Soy is another big one, especially if you're a man. Eating soy can have a lot of problems, especially on your hormones. And just start eliminating those things or cutting them down in your diet. And, it's one thing that I tell a lot of people. I've been trying to get my fiance to do this. She loves eating wheat and gluten and dairy, but, she also has some things that are coming up that are starting to bother her. And I'm trying to get her to really cut down on those inflammatory foods. And, once you do and cut it out for a little while, then reintroduce it, cut it out for a couple months, and then reintroduce it and see how you feel. And I promise you'll feel like crap, especially with gluten and dairy. You introduce that after getting rid of it for a couple of months, you will feel like crap. It'll almost just be like the flu is what it'll feel like. Let's see. Yeah, Fat for Fuel is a great book. I haven't read that one yet. Do I have a keto diet format that I recommend? The one book that I read, it was, now I can't remember. I think I have it over there on the bookshelf. It was something about like an animal diet for athletes. I can't remember the exact, it was popular back in like 2000, early 2010s, because that's when I was doing CrossFit and starting to get into a better diet. But it was called, it was like the animal diet or a meat diet for athletes. And that's the one that kind of got me into it. I mean, completely getting rid of carbohydrates to just eating mostly meats and fats. But, avocados are great for your fats, cashews, almonds. Don't eat peanuts. Peanuts also have a lot of inflammation properties. A lot of people are sensitive to peanuts, but any of the nuts that you like. And then, you can also, especially at the beginning, you can throw in small amounts of carbs. Just don't make them the simple sugars. Give your body a chance to regulate, eating a little bit of a fruit or having a little bit of fruit juice, like natural fruit juice or something. Like that's all well and good. Like that's not a problem. Even a vegetable, even vegetable juice. I have a juicer, and I used to go to the store quite a bit and get vegetables and juice those out. And then I'd get, fruit juices and stuff, especially when I would go on a cleanse after a little while. If I feel like I've eaten really crappy and it's been terrible and I just need a cleanse, a couple of days, just living off some vegetable juice and stuff, that can be great. But then, as you start to get into, a month into the diet or so, really try to eliminate all of those carbs and give your body the chance to become that metabolically flexible. Let's see. Oh, nice. You stayed in your Tesla short. Good job, man. I have tried modafinil, but not for trading. I tried modafinil when I was still working as a pharmacist and I was doing 12, 13-hour days, 5, 6 days a week. And I was really, really struggling just to get up in the morning and to function at work. Excuse me, and to function at work. And I tried modafinil. Modafinil was great. If you can get your doctor to to prescribe it for you, it's great, but it's not something you need to rely on. It's more or less just a boost for a day that you maybe don't feel like the best. You need something to help you a little bit more with the concentration. I think that would be great, but other than that, you don't want to. It's not something you want to become rely on, because once you start to get off of it, you're gonna be hurting. Your body's gonna take a long time to regulate because it's gonna depend on that modafinil. Also modafinil is gonna release some dopamine into your body, so you can get that dopamine, you can get some serotonin burnout, and some other things kind of start to happen that aren't going to be good. But it's great, break in case of emergency kind of thing. Like I need to work today. I need to trade today, but I didn't sleep that great last night. I just need a little something to help me with some concentration, and I think modafinil would be great in that sense. Let's see. Does anything really work on dark circles under the eyes? Tim, I know I get that quite a bit, and that's mostly because I have some insomnia that I have to deal with every now and then. It's so the cucumbers actually do work. I have seen cucumbers and stuff that actually do work. There are some creams out there that do help kind of pull some of that liquid out. You can get some of those. And, for me, it's just making sure I get rest. So when you're sleeping at night, the homeostasis of your body wants to go through 5 REM cycles. So that's the rapid eye movement cycles. You need to process through 5 of those cycles every night to really get the full rest. And if you don't, you can get into REM deprivation. So you start to get behind on those cycles, and that really starts to impact really everything in your body, your ability to think, your energy levels, how you process foods, really everything. And so getting those 5 REM sections per night, or catching up on those, say on the weekend, you're able to sleep in on a Saturday, and maybe you could get a couple more of those in, it's really important, and that's why doctors want you to get the 7 to 8 hours of sleep, because it gives you the opportunity to get those REM cycles in so you don't go into that deficit. There are some people out there that say you shouldn't take naps during the day. I think, like, for me, if I'm getting really far behind on sleep and I just really can't function, I don't see a problem with catching up through a nap. Just make sure that you do try to go to bed at your normal time and try to get to sleep, during that time. But I don't know. I kind of feel different on the whole nap thing. A lot of doctors will tell you, no, just fight through it all day, and then, just go to bed at your normal time and it'll be fine. Well, what if you don't sleep again that night, and now you're another night, and you feel even worse the next day, and you're supposed to just go through that whole day? Then, for someone with insomnia like me, it just doesn't work. I need to catch up whenever I can. And so just taking a nap and laying down, it just often just is the difference in the world to me. But that's the one thing, is getting that sleep and rest will help with those dark circles under the eyes. Let's see. I think I went through. I scroll down and then it goes all the way down, and then I leave where I was from. So let's see. Is it true that espresso on an empty stomach in the morning is bad? No, I don't think an espresso in the morning on an empty stomach is bad. If you're starting to have some stomach issues with that, I would wonder if there's more something underlying. Like, do you have stomach issues every morning with anything that's acidic? So coffee is acidic, espresso is going to be even a little more acidic, and that will, mess with the lining in your stomach. So if you have an ulcer, if you have gastro reflux disease or something like that, like, it will, interact with that and can make that worse. And so I would wonder more if there's some sort of underlying issue rather than, just the coffee, if you're having stomach issues. But other than that, no, I drink coffee with an empty stomach every morning. Let's see. You love Brussels sprouts? I actually do too. And that wasn't until I became a grown-up. I used to hate Brussels sprouts. Oh, you had success growing? Nice. Let's see. Am I aware of retail prop firms out there that focus on equities primarily, not futures or FX? S&B. If you want to check out S&B. But mostly this community too. We're all about futures and stocks and everything, but mostly stocks. What do I think about taking the national mushrooms like lion's mane, reishi, and chanja? I really want to try lion's mane. No reason that I haven't. The coffee that I have bulletproof coffee that I like, and it has lion's mane in it, but I don't think I've really noticed anything. Rishi's another one that I wanted to check out, but I wanted to try lion's mane first. So I'm with you on it. I do want to check it out. I do want to try it because I've heard good things. I just have not done it yet. So keep me updated. Fire Guy, if you try it, like keep me updated on how you like it. Let's see. Oh, nice. Ben said those are good. Let's see. Oh, trading traveling technician, you're a dopamine addict. I mean, when it comes to like athletics, I am an adrenaline dopamine addict. Like I love action sports. So I played 7 years of indoor professional football, and I just love the intensity that you need when you're like participating in a sport like at that level, and just the feeling that it gives you, the competition. And so now I love skiing. Skiing's probably first for me right now because it's ski season. When it's biking season, downhill mountain biking is first for me. But I love the speed. I love challenging myself on my athleticism out on the mountain, because really anything can happen at any time. But I just love that aspect of it. I like deep snow. I like stuff that's steep. I like stuff that's difficult. I like dropping cliffs. I like jumps. That to me is just the ultimate feeling, and getting that adrenaline rush and accomplishing things, athletically. So I definitely get that, but that's where it is for me. That gets my like adrenaline junkie, dopamine junkie fix for me when I'm able to get out there on the mountain and just go after it. Let's see. You wanted to start taking those natural supplements. Nice. Yeah, I do try one first. Just do like the lion's mane. Because I actually want to know, like keep me updated on how it's going. But just try the lion's mane first. And so you know that it's working or it's not working before you start adding the other things in there. Does anyone in here use Thor? I use Thor's indicators for cam pivots. What do I think about smoking marijuana? Good stuff to keep you calm and happy. Not while you're trading. So marijuana is going to affect your alpha brain waves. So that's what you use to think, and you're going to think slower, and you're also going to have kind of that inhibition. So, similar to drinking, you kind of just lose that inhibition, and really you're able to do anything. I know I've definitely had some hold my beer moments where that liquor kicks in and you're feeling pretty good and kind of go for a cliff that's a little bit bigger than what you've done before. But it's gonna affect your thinking and your processing. Yeah, it could get rid of some anxiety, which could help with that. But I think you're giving up more than you're gonna gain from smoking and trying to trade. It may be something, if you like to screen record, it may be something that would be okay with just going back and watching recordings if you were wanting to do that. I know I actually have a sativa that I like to use that really helps with a little bit of a concentration, but I can't really like function and think, but I can watch stuff and notice stuff. So I've watched some recordings, I'm laying in bed or just trying to relax over here on the couch, and just do something to relax, but watching some recordings, and I'll start to notice a few little things. But in terms of like the thought process and what's going on, I really don't have that. I don't really have that concentration and everything that I would need to make decisions in the market. So it wouldn't be for that. It wouldn't be for live trading and doing it while you're trading. No. Let's see. Placing a bracket order. When placing a bracket order, how long do you let it ride if not hitting your stops? So, you know, in a trade like this, if I went long, I would probably just be targeting S4, but my stop would probably stay at the low a day. I do sometimes move it up when I really start getting pushed into the move and I'm reading the market really well. But, you know, for a bracket order, I mean, my stop would probably just stay here until I hit that target right there. Let's see. See, what does Thor mean with the win? What Thor means when he's talking about the win is after the wear. So the wear is the cam, specifically the called cam play. We had a called cam play right here on MNQ at S6. The win comes into, for him, when he sees this Camarilla pivot algorithm react, and what that will be on 1 minute highs. And then he wants the confirmation with the VPA and reading the order book and going through those steps of the process. You know, that's part of his trade book. In the win is just, when do you take the trade? Just because it's at the cam and it makes it do 1 minute high doesn't mean you just take the trade. You know, he's also watching the rolling indicator down here on the BS detector. So there's a lot of things that go in with his win. And my win is a little bit different than his. I want the retest to come back and test me and tag me in off a limit order. So we have different styles on our win, but it has more to do with the context of your trade book. You know, what are you wanting to see at your wear? So at the cam, what are you wanting to see happen at that cam to convince you to put the risk on? You know, what does your trade book tell you that you notice and that you play really well to enter this trade and put on that risk to get long off of here? That's where the win comes in. But that also relies heavily on you and doing journaling and looking at your trades and being objective through there and looking at your stats and developing that win. You know, the where is sometimes the easiest part. You know, it's just identifying that exact area where you're looking to put on that risk. The win is just the next step of that, but it also goes through the process of what works for you. Because what works for you may not work for me, may not work for Thor, you know, it may not work for anybody else but you. You know, a lot of things that are in my system really just kind of work just for me and how I read it and how I see things. Momentum trading like Andrew does, that didn't work for me. It works great for him, but it did not work for me. You know, and even trying to follow him, asking him questions about his strategy, he just sees things. You know, his win is a lot different, you know, than anybody else. He has an instinct, and when he sees stuff, he just goes after it. And you know, he's one of the best in the world at it. And so it's hard to say, you know, I'm going to use Andrew's win and I'm going to be successful. Well, do you have those kind of instincts? Do you have that kind of experience in the market? You know, it all starts to develop, but the win is really where it starts to become personal with you. Let's see. I read a description last night and I have a book just started. Okay. Let's see. Thoughts on prop firms. I think they're great. The fact that, you know, most of the prop firms out there are just for Forex and futures. And the fact that Andrew now has like an affordable prop firm trading that you can do with stocks is phenomenal. They didn't have that yet when I first started to trade. It was just through Peak Capital, you know, that you would get that. And it's phenomenal that Andrew has put this out here for you guys, that you can be limited on the money that you want to put out and be exposed to the market, but the trades and everything really count. But you don't have to save up for the PDT rule. You can use Andrew to do that. If you start trading really well and doing really well in your funded accounts, Andrew can pay for your PDT rule. And so that's something that's incredible. Like, I think you can earn your way, you know, to your own account and get all of that, you know, get all that confidence, get all that experience without risking too much of your underlying capital. And I think that's fantastic. I wish more companies would do that. And I think they're great. I think they really cut down on what you need to get into the market and be serious about that, which is usually the expense is what keeps a lot of people away and a lot of people from being successful. Let's see. Let's see. Use sativa. Okay. Monk fruit. Yeah, monk fruit's good too. ate it every day while you lived in Mexico. Man, Mexico has like some of the best fruit and food. We go down there for vacation, usually a couple times a year, and yeah, man, I love Mexico. You have osteoarthritis, Beth. So for you too, it's going to be important to get rid of those inflammatory foods. And I promise, you get rid of them, that inflammation will go down. You'll feel a lot better. You add it back, and within a day, you'll feel it. You'll feel like you have the flu. Gluten-free since 2010. Awesome. I think I've been gluten-free since, I want to say like 2017, I believe. Maybe 16, maybe 2016. What's the difference between Market Atlas and Bookmap? The difference really is, the biggest difference is the cost. Market Atlas is going to be a lot less than Bookmap, and Market Atlas is new. It's just a little baby right now. But Andrew is pushing and pushing and pushing to really develop this thing, and it is developing very quickly and catching up with Bookmap pretty quickly. I would say the one thing that Bookmap has over Atlas right now is a better historical data. So a better historical data of the book, of the spread, of price action, of the dots. And then the dots on Bookmap do aggregate better as you zoom in and out. Bookmap's a little bit smoother zooming in and out right now, but from what Atlas was when it was first released to what it's becoming now, it's catching up quickly. And Andrew's working with the development team, and I try to do everything I can to help them out and using it as much as I can, getting as many recordings. And I have started on the course, the training terminal course for you guys. So I've already got enough recordings and everything. I'm starting to put all those together and hopefully have some videos out for you. I'm hoping next week I'll start having some videos and some of those sections filled in, but it's catching up. And honestly, when you play with the configuration settings in here, with some of this upper cutoff, pulling that down and pulling that sensitivity down a little bit, the color scale in the book actually starts to look a lot better. It's sectioned out a lot better and a lot cleaner than it is on Bookmap. And so that is one thing that Atlas is starting to develop over Bookmap, is the color scale really starts to stand out a lot more. Let's see. Do I intermittent fast? Yeah, I don't eat. And sometimes my fiance gets on to me after this. I sometimes forget to eat like all day while I'm working, and I get into the afternoon when she's home and I'm like, man, I'm tired. She's like, have you eaten today? I'm like, oh no, I haven't eaten. But I do. I intermittent fast from my last meal till, usually around maybe 11 or noon Mountain Time to finally eat something. But that's because I've been metabolically flexible for so long. As long as I do end up eating and eat on time, like I'm usually good. But yeah, intermittent fasting, I've been doing that for probably since 2016 when I got rid of gluten. I started intermittent fasting as well to detox. Let's see, you're thinking of signing up for Market Atlas? I think you should. And I'm here, Nathan at Bearable Traders. You can email me. I'll be more than happy to help you with anything you want on Market Atlas. I am working on, since I'm not sick anymore, I can start working on more videos and getting those out and finally start getting that course together to help you. But Mondays and Fridays, I'm usually here with Thor. You can ask questions here about it. You can email me. If you're a member of BBT, every Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern in the webinar room behind the BBT paywall, I do Market Atlas class in there where I stay there for an hour, sometimes 2 hours, and just talk about the market, reading things live, looking at things live, and just trying to teach you guys how to read, visualize price action and order flow. Let's see, carnivore diet. Yeah, maybe it's a carnivore diet for athletes, that the book that I was thinking of. Any way you can. Okay, is that a book? Paleo diet. Yeah, Paleo diet's another good book. I have read that one too. We study supplements and health in depth for like 2 years, and everything you're saying sounds extremely on point. Oh, well, thank you. Rare to hear someone this aware of the reality rather than their own agenda. Well, Luke, like I said, I know the human body better than than I know the markets, and I know about trading. And so I sit here all day long and I know what's going on with my body, and I know the things that are reacting. Like I know how to make my body perform to the top level that I can. Like I'm 45 and I still want to compete at a high level. I race my mountain bike. I still want to go hit all of the big runs over at the ski resort, and have fun and be healthy. And so it's taking care of my body. It's knowing what I need to perform and be at my best every day. And that's just what got me into biohacking, was learning that I can apply my knowledge of what I know and how things work, and I can really determine what is helpful for me and what I need. Probably better than most, but I do. I even as a pharmacist, I was more natural and homeopathic than other pharmacists. If you came to me and wanted to talk to me about having an issue or something that was going on to you, I would start with diet. Like, that's where I would start counseling people. And, you know, I'm talking about diet, talking about history, talking about family history, and determining if someone doesn't stop eating something that's giving them a problem. So if you have osteoarthritis and your knee just swells up every time you eat pasta and you can't walk for a week, it's ibuprofen isn't going to help you. Getting rid of the pasta is going to help you and completely get rid of that. So that was my thinking process. I mean, I'm just going to tell you to go get on ibuprofen, and then that's not going to work. And then you're going to go to your doctor, and your doctor is going to put you on something like meloxicam, which would be a stronger anti-inflammatory, and then that won't work. And then once ibuprofen and a prescription anti-inflammatory don't work, you're going to go see a surgeon. You know, you're going to go see a surgeon to look at your knee. And so you're going to pay for MRIs, maybe CAT scans, and the surgeon, most likely, not all surgeons are like this, and thank God I'm actually seeing a lot less of it, but more likely than not, there's going to be the mention of surgery. You know, that's what you're there for. You know, if they're a surgeon, they're one of the things that they're going to talk to you about, especially if they start to see damage and you can't walk and quality of life is decreasing. They're going to recommend the surgery. Or you can get rid of gluten and wheat and pasta and not have to go through surgery, because it's still going to impact you after surgery. So then you could have problems with swelling after surgery. So then you could get an infection at the surgery site. Like, it all starts to compound when you just don't want to get rid of the underlying cause. And asking the right questions and saying the right things, that's how you can find that underlying cause. That's why I would always start with diet. What are you eating? How is your diet? You know, are you allergic to anything that you eat? And that's where it really started for me, is making sure, like, there is something underlying that's just going to overpower everything else, and then nothing's going to help. And you're just going to be miserable, and your quality of life is going to continue to decrease. Like, that's not what we want, you know, for good patient care. Let's see. How do I determine the bias for the day and how to pick a stock to trade long? Well, then, I start on the weekly chart. The weekly chart and the daily is where I get my bias. So let me turn these off. Oh, no. So the first thing I do is I bring up the weekly, and I determine, how are we looking? Are we looking bullish or bearish? Really, right now, as I'm looking at MNQ, it's hard to say if this is really bullish or bearish. I would almost say this is the first time in a while. You know, when we were back here, I would wake up every morning and say, we're bullish, we're bullish, we're bullish, we're bullish. I think even through here, I was started probably getting a little bit bearish in through this area, but after we started bullish, 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 and now are we wedging? We're wedging right here on the weekly. This is hard to tell. Because we have been bullish, I would side more with being bullish here and through this area, really until we broke probably through this low here and closed on a weekly. I'd probably start to be bearish through here, maybe through here. We'll just have to see how that volume comes in, because that volume's not very good, but we are a holiday week. So I start here, and I start to target. So for this week, where would I be targeting? And I would be saying, okay, it looks like we can definitely test the top of last week. We can definitely test the top of, what was that, last month or early this month through here. So that's kind of the areas I would be targeting over this week and looking to go long. Then I move to the daily chart. And I want to see what kind of bias I get off the daily. So we get this nice pullback, a lot of volume, but we do get a nice push. This pullback holds here. And even through crappy volume, we did pick up. And now we are getting into an imbalance gap on the daily. I still have my targets. I see some more targets up here. Let's see some targets up here. I see some targets right here. So for a daily, this is a great area to look for a long. This gap through here is where I would be looking to take a trade to go long and be targeting the previous highs of days. So even as the day goes through, I would be targeting these previous highs from these previous days. And I would be looking for longs in here. But that's where my bias would come off of. And then I move down to the 4-hour chart. And I'm looking for more confirmation on that bias, whether or not it would hold. And getting a pretty good pullback there. That volume's picking up as we start to sell. But we're in those gaps. Like right here would be, actually, I'm going to put an alert right there. This would be a good spot to go long if I'm wanting to look to go long. Not really looking at anywhere to go short. Unless maybe it was just the cam, I'm looking to scalp something like intraday. That would be a good target. That's a good target there. But this would just be, is that bias holding then on some of these lower time frames that I'm going through. And then I go down to the 30 and I'm looking for the same thing. And then I move down to the 15 and the 5 for my intraday areas. So that's just kind of how I go through. But I start in the big picture and I go in. And that's how I start to determine my bias and how the market is looking to me. Let's see. How do you participate in the funded account with BBT? You go to, I believe you go to tradingterminal.com and you can sign up for it there. I know Carlos or Peter probably have more information on that, but you go to Trading Terminal and I believe that's where you could sign up in there for those funded accounts. Let's see, the settings that need to be changed in Market Atlas for it to really be accurate. I'm just curious. Beth, these settings in here, and you can look at these settings that I have. So what I found is throwing the upper cutoff to about 95 or 96, pulling that down. And then this sensitivity should really be called intensity. It's just the intensity of that color scale coming in. So set that on about 95, 96 for pretty much any ticker. And then start to pull this sensitivity over. And I like to see when the large order that's within view on the book becomes dark red. And I'm looking for this second largest order to become orange. So about 0.5 is starting to look pretty good. And then anywhere between kind of that 0.5 and where all of these orders start to become red, so about 0.7. So anywhere from 0.5 to 0.7 is looking pretty good right now for NQ. And that'll help you track these orders a lot better that are on the book. It'll help some of these orders that fade into the background when a large order like this comes on. It'll help pop those back into that hotter end of the color scale. So your red, orange, yellow, those are going to indicate your large orders on the book and through your current book. And so kind of pulling that back a little bit can bring those back in. Let's see. What is my daily routine for trading? I wish it was, I think I was saying, I wish it was waking up early in the morning and working out and then getting into the trading, but it's working out, getting ready for the morning, making coffee. I try to be up here at my desk around usually no later than like 9 Eastern. And that's when I bring up my charts. I bring in my trading view charts. I start looking you know, at my alerts and start setting up my alerts and kind of my plan for the day. And then wait for the open. I try to set out like the first 5 minutes, you know, at least of the open. Sometimes usually it's like the first 15 or 30 minutes. And then look for those alerts to go off. Just kind of wait for that to happen and then start to analyze, you know, my win. You know, once my alert goes off, that means it's usually hit my where. And once it does that, then, you know, I start going through my process of the when and then the how. Let's see. See, do I get discouraged from all the policies in the pharma industry? The biggest problem with the pharmacy industry are the PBMs, so the pharmacy benefit managers. Their job is to control healthcare costs, but they're also a company that has to make money, which this blows my mind that this is even a thing and how it happens. These pharmacy benefit managers, they're the middlemen between the pharmacy and your insurance company, or, you know, the pharmacy and drug prices. And they're allowed to make their own laws and rules. So they do whatever they want. They can change them whenever they want. So the margins for, you know, buying drugs and then selling them to people, or, you know, charging insurance companies, and then what the pharmacy would get for the dispense fee. You know, so a pharmacy fills it and they get a dispense fee for that from the insurance company. Those continue to decrease. I've seen throughout my career, I've seen that margins have actually become negative. So if we're in a pharmacy and you need a drug, there could be a good possibility that we have to pay your insurance company to fill that medication. And so we're not going to fill it. We're not going to lose money by filling a medication. Like, but that's the kind of stuff that they do. They're like, oh yeah, you want to fill that, you have to actually pay us money for that particular one. But those margins have continued to decrease and decrease. And that's why the staffs at pharmacy have continued to decrease and decrease like drastically. And then, you know, the company you have that has an algorithm that says how much work you can get done during the day. Like you couldn't get the work done before, but then this algorithm says you even need less help to get more work done. You know, it just becomes frustrating, which is why I want it out of the pharmacy. But really, these pharmacy benefit managers are the problem. And to even blow your mind more, the big insurance companies, they own the pharmacy benefit managers. So these big insurance companies like Express Scripts and Caremark, they own the pharmacy benefit managers. So they're like triple dipping, and it's legal. I don't understand it. And it doesn't keep healthcare costs down. These pharmacy benefit managers just make more money, and they're an insurance company. It's like, yeah, anyway. Actually seeing an orthopedist for your knee today from bodybuilding for 2 years. Luke, look at changing the diet though. Look into that. Like, I'm sure the first thing they should recommend, if it's a good orthopedist, will be physical therapy. Like that. If they're looking at you and maybe they want to give you a medication, you know, something a little bit stronger for a non-steroidal, you know, maybe maybe one injection would be okay, just to get you going and get you active for physical therapy. But if they don't recommend physical therapy, is well before surgery, go find another one. But also, dude, look into your diet. Look into taking some things out of there. And I promise it may not cure it and take care of it, but I promise you will feel better. Just had shoulder 30 arthritis. Don't eat past, but I eat bread and rice. Rice is good, but you know, again, just try, guys. Just try to get rid of some of that gluten. Like, you don't have to do gluten, dairy, soy, and everything all at once. You can just do one at a time. If you want to just do dairy, just do dairy. If you want to just do gluten, just do gluten. And it doesn't have to be in one day. Like, just cut down. And then there are tons of great options out there for like gluten-free breads and everything. So believe me, I know I missed bread for a long time until they started to get some good bread out there. Oh, hey, thanks, Richard. You're awesome. I had a slap tear, surgery 2012, not fun. Yeah. Let's see. Beth, yeah, I did read Thor's book. Actually, I've probably read through it like 10 times. Pharmacy technician for a little while, Beth. Oh, yeah. Well, you kind of know what I'm talking about. It becomes like a war zone, especially this time of year. Oh, man. around Christmas time. It's just like crazy. Let's see, but oh, I think we're out of time though. Sorry, I didn't get through all the questions. I got way behind. Bring Butler if you want to know more about PBMs. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's what I said, Eric. Yeah, isn't that crazy? Like, how is that legal? Like, I don't even understand like how that's a thing. And they're publicly traded companies, so they're obligated to make a profit. And yeah, I don't know. It's just crazy. Let's see. Look, it's just basically all messed up. It's just basically all messed up. It just doesn't seem like it's there to help the people. It seems like it's there to help the companies. So that's the one thing that really makes me mad. Let's see. Learn to bake, you go gluten-free. I know, I used to bake, man. My girlfriend actually loves my banana bread and my pancakes, my gluten-free pancakes. ONDS. Yeah, and then we'll get out of here. Let's look at this. Too cheap for me. I don't like trading anything under like 20 bucks. I never really did when I was trading, but at least it is moving. Just don't see a lot going on here. Let's go something closer. See, it's rejecting R6. That's the one thing. If you're looking to take this long, I would not want going long into R6. I just wouldn't recommend that. But let's see what the book looks like. It's a bullish book, but this is going to be a huge problem. Oh, and monthly R4. So now that you're below this, I would expect this to price to really become pinned here. This volume drops off. I mean, you're looking kind of at VWAP and then in between here, and price becoming really just pinned in here all day. Without some volume and volatility, you're going to struggle here quite a bit to get long. Yeah, and then once you get over the top side, you're going to struggle to get short because you're going to be over the top of monthly R4. It's just a bad spot. So I'd really expect it to just kind of bounce in between here all day and get stuck either at VWAP or stuck right here with these cams. But you know, the book is bullish. It's just going to need volume. It's going to need a lot of volume to push, come back, retest, hold monthly R4, and then go for the breakout. But you're going to have some volume and momentum to do that. Well, sweet guys, I appreciate it. And I hope you have a good new year. And I believe I'll be back here Friday. I don't think Thor will. He said he's off all week. I asked him if he was going to be here today for Dr. V, but that was good. We got over some biohacking and got into some things. So let me know. Let me know if you guys are trying this out and how you're feeling. So I appreciate it, guys. Have a good one and Happy New Year.